All right, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. From here in Seoul, South Korea, I am Andrew Esquire. This is the Legal Mindset, where we help you be your own judge. Guys, today we are going in. We're going in hard. And they gave us tons of ammunition. We're going to have a ton of ammunition to really come at this claim and say, for Amber's claims, particularly in this case, her counterclaim for her own damages of defamation, can Amber win? Can Amber win her claims? We're going to answer that question today. And part of that is an analysis of everything that was broken down. And we're really going to go ham today. And I am so glad that when I'm about to go off, when I'm about to be called an ist and a phobe, and when I'm about to hold nothing back, I bring in Christina, ready to cover my behind. How's it going, Christina? I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be honest, guys. They're going to be reeing after today, and I am not going to hold some punches right now. This is like, as soon, especially with the back half of the testimony from yesterday.
Oh, God.
I'm going in.
Hollywood Karen.
I am going in. But Christina, how are you? Let's start. So let's just start. How are you doing, Christina? It's good to see you.
I'm good. Look, I got the pinball machine lit up behind me. If you guys can see it.
So what type of pinball machine? Is that like a specific theme? I can't really see.
It's the Adams family.
Oh,
it's super cool. Okay. Yeah, it's really fun. It has the little hand that comes out and like grabs the ball. It's so cool. Yes.
That's cool. I remember watching the Addams Family back in the day.
Yeah.
That was definitely fun. And guys, as you're coming in here, please make sure to like and subscribe. It dearly, dearly, dearly helps the channel when you guys do that and helps get things out in the algorithm. By the way, shout out to everybody around the world. I know that I've got some people up in the UK. What's up, Crumpets? What's up, Central Florida? I see people from all around here today, so appreciate that. I'm still going to be doing my AM EST, which is really my international stream. That's what I call it now, because it's at an ungodly time for people in America, but it is just right for Aussies, Kiwis, and anything in between. All right. So where to start today? Jeez, this is so difficult.
It was amazing.
IFID says I time my super chats to other streams so they're read when you're a guest on them. Also, what, if any, Soju do you have left after the trial? Well, that's a good question. Good thing your boy Legal Mindset stocks up on Soju. This is not one, but two. Look at that, guys. Not one, but two.
Oh,
I'm ready.
God.
I'm ready. I got the Soju, guys. This is the only motherfucker. Look at this lonely onigiri down here. Like motherfucker, eat me. I'm like one rice ball. Eat me right now, motherfucker.
Look at this empty fridge.
I don't even know what flavor this is. I think it's like spicy tuna, honestly, because the other one was tuna. I think that one's spicy. But
oh my goodness.
Anyways, no, I got nothing, man. I got nothing in my fridge. I'm actually leaving Saturday back to the United States for a while. Look forward to some collaborations when I'm there. But yeah, I'm trying not to keep shit in my fridge. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Everyone's like, no food in the fridge. I'm like, there's never food in my fridge.
Oh.
But it's funny because I keep a lot in the freezer, which is down below, and then the non-perishable food, which is in my shelves. Perishable food it's risky. It's risky. Also, I love to see the Soju emojis in the chat. Shout out to Patrick Kennedy, who's a member here. The Soju emojis are available for anybody who's a member. So appreciate that. Chibi Peach says, my kid smacks his lips like that doctor when he eats something he doesn't like. Oh my God. Okay, so let's start on that. Okay, so I guess we'll go in order. Actually, we'll go in order.
So we got to start with Dr. Moore, the first guy, the orthopedic surgeon.
So we'll go in order. So we're going to go. So it's Dr. Handy.
Dr. Handy, yes.
Dr. Nosferatu. And then we'll go with Entertainment Karen.
Oh
right?
My God.
So
yes.
And can I say one pattern I see with all of them?
Yes.
And once again, I know people are going to say, because I've already gotten these comments. You're so mean. You're the reason why Amber Heard people are writing that everybody who's a Johnny Depp fan is mean and evil and misogynist and nationalist and all this, because you make fun of people based on their appearance. I'm like, this is Sparta. No, I mean,
what do you expect?
The courtroom, it matters a lot. You wear a suit and tie for a reason. You don't come into court in your jorts with your wife beater on. You don't do that, right? That's not something you do for court. You have a way you dress. It's not like shit. And your appearance matters. Your facial demeanor matters. I'm sorry whether you feel like it shouldn't, but it actually does. And this is empirical. It's backed up by data. It's backed up by studies in courtrooms, which as lawyers, we're literally told, yes, this is the way juries respond to these types of people. If you're dressed well, you look good, they're going to respond better. If you're dressed like shit, your tie's on wrong, you're looking crooked, you got a fucking mustard stain on your suit, they're not going to respect you. They're going to think you're a fucking joke of a lawyer, like 100% of a joke of a lawyer. So this is just facts, guys, whether anybody likes it or not. So let me say this, Christina. Every single one of these witnesses today, every single one of the witnesses has resting, I don't want to get resting scowl face. And I say that because there's dudes, right?
That's one way to put it.
Right? Yes. I mean, like they're just mean looking people, like all of them. Mm-hmm. And think about Dr. Karen, most of the expert witnesses, they come as a snotty. They're assholes. They're inherently unlikable people.
Yes. Yeah. That was my read on them. I mean, from this morning when we started with Dr. Moore and he got felted by Camille, I loved it. I was like, yes.
That was fucking legendary. That was legendary.
Amazing.
Yeah. Cooper says the resting bitch face is unisex. Hey, listen, if you're saying it, brother, if you're saying it, I mean, it's unfortunate because here's the thing. These guys, these are paid witnesses. Right. Yes. So you can find another paid witness that presents better in court.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
You think for $500 an hour or $1,000, whatever it is, $5,000 a day, whatever it is.
$5,000 a day for Dr. Handy.
Jesus, I need to get qualified as an expert witness. I'm doing the wrong grift. This is ridiculous. $5,000 a day?
Too, shit.
Like they pay them in cash?
$5,000 and I'll talk.
Oh, I like that resting beta face. That's a good one. Definitely for the doctors. There was some beta rage. We'll get to that with Spiegel because Spiegel was having some uber beta rage. But let's start with Dr. Handy. Okay, Dr. Handy. Dr. Moore. What did you think about him, Christina?
Oh, I thought he made a complete fool of himself. It seemed to me that like he just could not like answer the questions properly. When Camille kind of came back at him and she's like, are you sure you can't say for sure what happened? An object hit his hand, a bottle is an object, right? He like did not want to concede that she was right, but he knew that that was exactly like what he was saying. And he wasn't there. He doesn't know what happened. And then the best part, when she's going through and showing him the picture, she's like, did you see this picture with the blood here and the broken glass and the bottle? And he's like, no, he's never seen it. And it's like, well, then how did you assess this properly if you didn't see the crime scene? You didn't see where it happened.
Yeah. And the thing is about the experts is you're supposed to be reviewed. You're supposed to, as an expert, be reviewed or perceived as objective. Yeah. As somebody who's honest, as somebody who's going to give a professional opinion and not base their opinion on which side paid them.
Right.
If it's clear that you're just a paid shill, well, you're no better than, frankly, a courtroom prostitute. At that point.
Yeah.
Because it's not about your professionalism. It's about what price, right? You're just negotiating price. How much are you going to pay me to go do this? You're willing to do it, right? You're willing to go all the way for Amber Heard.
And that seemed obvious from all of them.
Exactly. It was obvious they were hired guns, that these people were 100% hired guns. They were not being intellectually honest. They were not being just honest in a colloquial sense. And to me, all of them, it was clear, like their bias was clear, right?
Yes. Exactly. And their weaselly behavior, I mean, when they're getting like called out and clear inconsistencies or the fact that they were uninformed about something, I think that was the most stunning to me. And it was like all three of them were completely misinformed. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh no, it's like, what are you doing here then? Like, what's the purpose of listening to this? And she's wasting a lot of her time, which I guess suggests that this is it, right? This is her big thing, was these experts. And I don't think they came off as very credible, particularly Dr. Nosferatu and his demeanor, his behavior in the courtroom, and just some of the ridiculous things he was saying.
I mean, okay, I don't want to jump ahead of Dr. Nosferatu. We're literally going to put a pin in Spiegel, aka Dr. Nosferatu. Literally get your stakes out for that one, because we're going to go in on that one. But for more, the thing the biggest thing is they spent so much time. I mean, especially Elaine, who's god awful at this. God. She's the fucking worst. It's like every time Elaine gets up, I'm like, you are the worst, Elaine. How are you this bad? But she burned so much of their precious time doing the foundation of setting up these experts. All of them, they took so much time to get set up, especially when Elaine is doing them. And because of that, they burnt the very little time they had. They only had 8 hours going into this. I haven't gotten an official read on what their clock is coming out of today, but it's gotta be really low.
I think it's an hour and 30 minutes left.
And think about that.
That's their closing, guys.
No. So we'll say that. So Christina, right? So the closings are separate clocks.
Okay.
So the closing is a separate clock. They both have an equal clock. But Johnny, here's what's going to happen for the rest of the week. That was fucking Monday. They've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. On these 3 days. 3 days.
That's crazy.
They could only speak for an hour. Johnny's team, an hour plus, right? That'd be hilarious. They can literally do nothing but a very fast cross, and they don't know how to do that. They literally don't have the ability to do that. They don't have a Camille on their team that goes in there and is like, bam, 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 done.
Is it like 4 hours? She has 4 hours left. 4
hours is fine. So think about that. If they call 4 witnesses, they've got to split an hour between them. That's not a lot. That's not a lot, especially if some of the rumors are true. For example, that Kate Moss is going to be called on Wednesday,
right? Ooh.
That will be one that they want to spend a lot of time on. And I just don't think they're going to have time for that. Okay, so people are saying 4 hours, JD 15, literally. Okay, there you go. Sorry. So I hear you guys got it. Okay,
that's
thank you
crazy.
Guys. Thank you guys in the chat. See, this is why you guys are the fucking OGs. 4 hours and 1 minute to JD's 15. Literally, they can house her for 11 hours. They've got 11 hours to just throw them across the ropes. They can bring back half of their witnesses and just have them say whatever.
We know Dr. Mommy's coming back.
Oh, Dr. Mommy is gonna fuck them up. She is gonna fuck all of them up. She's probably gonna make their doctor, Dr. Spiegel, Dr. Nosferatu, looks like a ridiculous, because he was just speaking generally. He had no specific knowledge, and that was very clear. He didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. He was just talking in generalisms the entire time.
Yeah.
But Dr. Moore, Dr. Moore, I mean, did you see from a layman's perspective, because I'm a lawyer, so I can get like the legal reasons why, but from a jury's perspective, like, because you're not a lawyer, right? Did you get anything? Did you draw anything from Dr. Handy, at all?
No, the only thing I drew from Dr. Handy was that he seemed to be like my credentialism kind of person. And he seemed to be in the bag for Amber. Like my main takeaways were he's making a lot of money doing this. He's making $5,000 being there for Amber. He didn't really review all of the evidence in the first place, so his assessment seemed silly. And it just, he did not come off as credible to me at all, especially when he was describing like what he was saying that the wound looked like a crash wound or something. And then he said it did not look like it was done with a knife. But one of the things that he himself brought up and her team brought up was like, well, I reviewed text messages where Johnny said he cut his finger off. And it's like, did you not? Like, what? But now it's not consistent with that. What are you doing?
Like, yeah, it's not consistent with that at all. No,
What
I love
was
this
that?
I love this from Max Bura, the 250 yen, which says JD has enough time to reenact a scene from fucking Pirates.
Oh, God.
Oh, but you have heard of me. That's that's the scene that I always love. So great, man, so great. So it's gonna be epic, guys. I'm actually really excited for the next 3 days because you're gonna see Amber's team get so frustrated that they can't do anything about Johnny, like Johnny's team and what they're doing. They just are not gonna be able to do anything.
It was bad, and his little reenactment of like where Johnny had placed his hand. Yeah,
it was disingenuous. It wasn't even what was said. It wasn't even what was said.
And he got called out on that. He got destroyed by Camille about that. Yeah. That was lovely.
It's crazy because it's like, do you not know that people are watching this? Like, do you not know
We've all
that?
just seen what he did. Like we
all know what you did.
did.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're all in this trial. You can't just lie like that. Like it's just not possible. Like you should not try to do that. It was the same with the vomit versus ice cream. Like we've been told the entire time it's ice cream. Even Amber's side doesn't try to say it. They say it too. So it's like this guy comes off as if he doesn't know basic facts of the case. He loses all credibility.
Exactly. That's right. He obviously didn't do much research either.
And I think actually that's another theme, just now that we're talking about it, that's another theme with all three witnesses. They lost credibility.
Yes. Yeah.
So credibility, once again, professionalism, super important for for a witness, for an expert witness. They lost that. Objectivity, they lost that, right? And credibility, in terms of can they believe like that they've looked through the facts, that they've reviewed data? No, they don't know basics. And there's basics both of the industry that they're in and of the specific case that all three of them seem to have problems with.
Yeah.
For example, I think just saying that it's impossible, trying to pretend that it's impossible that a bottle could create that sort of injury.
Yeah.
I think that shows that he's being disingenuous. And clearly, if he really doesn't believe a bottle can cause an injury, I mean, I think he needs to go back to med school or something. I mean, at this point.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So Dr. Moore, I think it's a nothing burger. We move on to Dr. Nosferatu. Okay. So first of all, let's just talk about this. I need to get this out of out of the way. I think some people sent me the memes, but there's too many to get all through here today. But this guy has been fucking destroyed, right? This guy has been so destroyed. So everybody sent me
so mad.
Let me see if I can find one that's like that everybody sent me, because people sent me this one, and this one was the one that I thought was good. So obviously we had Nosferatu, we had 1.1 gigawatts. You know, we had the comparison to Chris Lloyd, but I actually like Chris Lloyd. Let's see. Guys, I love that you send me good stuff during that. I will say that. And guys, if you want to send me stuff, obviously send that to my Twitter, which is a great place to send stuff to. All right, let me share this. And Valiant, I'll get you in here. Actually, guys, welcome to the stream. Valiant Renegade. What's up, Valiant?
I just clicked away from the StreamYard. I was like, oh, wait, okay, I got a minute here. Wait, never mind. Go on.
So Valiant, we're going to get into, right now we're in Dr. Moore, Dr. Nosferatu, who looked like he's a vampire. But I really wanted you to come in for the third one, because you're the entertainment industry expert.
I have her website. I have been researching her for the afternoon.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Let's go.
So we're gonna go into that. But before we do that, because there's a very important thing I got to show you, because obviously, guys, it's all about the pictures. So here we go. Obviously, this is the natural reaction to this fucking guy right here. It's like,
have you seen the video clip where they're just looping it with his mouth? Doing this? Have you seen that one?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Look at
look at everybody. Everybody, even Shanley and then James. Shanley's trying to be serious. She's like, I'm a serious woman here, taking notes. James has got a fucking mouth open, ready to like catch a fish. And of course, I'm no better, by the way. I'm no better over here.
Depp's reaction was gold. He was like, he leaned in. He was back in his chair, and he leaned all the way up across that table like, what?
Oh, God. Look at Camille. She's like...
she can't. Camille can't even right
look
now.
at him.
It's great.
Oh
so then, So the other comparison, other than Nosferatu, this is the one that everyone was spamming me with, was this guy from Phineas and Ferb. Like,
God.
everybody sent me this guy. Like, it
That
was like,
is so accurate.
I got like 50 of those in my inbox, and I'm like, bro, everybody thought that. So it was great.
With that hair, my goodness, I just wanted to comb his hair.
It's like, put it over.
What happened?
So I don't know where to start with this guy, because the biggest thing that came off to me is he's a dick. I mean, he went to Duke, so that's pretty straightforward. As a Tar Heel, I have to say that.
True.
But that aside, I mean, he just was unnecessarily abrasive to every single question.
Yes. Yeah.
And the thing that I've never seen before in court, as a lawyer, I've never seen this when I've been in court, when I've seen other people in court. My ex-girlfriend from a long time ago, I don't date lawyers for a reason, but I sat in a lot of her court case. She was a prosecutor, and I saw tons of cases. I have never seen a witness ever try to argue the law and what mens rea is, what an expert witness is, what expert witness testimony is.
Oh my God.
And not a legal expert witness.
That was amazing.
I was like, what the? You weren't even qualified as this.
Like, what
And
are you doing?
apparently, according to everyone who was in court, so DUI guy, fair and balanced, James, when that was going on, the judge was looking at Johnny's counsel like, are you going to do it? Object. You need to object. And they didn't do it. And it was so bad. It was
bad
that the judge spoke up. That's called sua sponte. That's called sua sponte. So the judge can do that. That's permitted. But judges do not like to do that. Like, they really don't like to do that. It's really, really, really bad. That's like so bad.
Wild.
And I've never seen anything like that before. I was like,
never seen anything like it.
I kept thinking, okay, well, I kind of, and again, not a lawyer here. I'm kind of here as the financial expert for Andrew, so everybody understands. But I was kind of wondering, from a lay person, a non-legal person, but somebody that works with a lot of law and attorneys in his professional career, I kind of wondered, is he just trying to give this guy enough rope to hang himself? Because that's what it seemed like. Let him just keep talking, burying himself in bullshit, and then I'm going to rip this apart and make him look like such a dumbass.
He's making
in front
himself
of the jury.
Look like such a dumbass.
That's
Each
what
one
I
of
took
these
away.
people, they're all like self-owns. It was like cell phone, walking self-own.
Yeah, and that's exactly the words I used to Valiant. Those are exactly the words I used. Give him enough rope, let him hang himself.
Yeah,
and
I did it. Yeah, and I agreed with you. I was listening to y'all while I'm at the office today working. I had y'all on. I had y'all on the Mercatus stream. I had y'all on one window, and I had Legal Bites in the other window, so y'all could both get an extra bump. So, but I had to switch the mute back and forth. But no, I try to help everybody out during the day. If I'm sitting there at the desk and I'm just working, running numbers, crunching spreadsheets, I'll turn it on in the background. It's a quiet office right now. Everybody else out of town. It's just me, so it's cool. But man, this afternoon was I had this. It's had me stopping working for a while. I'm like, oh, I got to watch this, because this is a slow motion fucking train wreck, and I cannot take my eyes off this guy.
The lips! Who does that?
What am I watching?
Does that?
Somebody's gonna clip that, and that's gonna be up on Twitter tomorrow. Is Valiant doing that?
Valiant versus the Doctor, you know, like
I
both
know.
side by side.
Did you see my DM in the middle of it? I texted you, and I'm like, how have you not screamed out 1.21 gigawatts? At this
I know.
And then,
I had to say it today because I forgot it the other day. I was just so Valiant. My mind was so blown. I was like, I can't even think right now. This is ridiculous.
It was amazing. It was incredible. I
God.
And I loved every goddamn minute of it.
I was
terrible for the jury, but my God, was that great.
It was legal popcorn. And guys, this week is not going to get any more boring. It's only going to get better, because this is going to be a literal match where we've got them both. I mean, you've got an Amber Heard's team trying to throw a Hail Mary at this point. They're desperate. So they're going to be trying to throw haymakers out of nowhere. They're going to be trying to say some crazy shit. They're going to try to get the most ridiculous things out on stand, because that's all they've got left is to throw Hail Marys.
What, 4 hours now? They have 4 hours.
Yes.
Compared to Team Depp that's got, what, 13?
15.
Which is 15, which is why they said that they're not going to call Johnny to the stand. They backed down. That Reuters just came out.
Burn every minute of that.
Oh God, yes.
Every single
with
minute
one
of that
answer.
I know.
Yeah. So guys, that's from Reuters. They announced that. So I'm imagining that's a little bit more legit than, no offense, Shenlei, but Shenlei initially said, "Oh, Johnny's coming back," and then we saw that wasn't what happened. So once again, these sources can be very inaccurate. Bernard asked the question: JD filed 3 complaints and asked for 10 million each when the total asked to be 115 plus million. No, he did not file 3 complaints. There's 3 counts. So, and that's a difference. It's 1 complaint with 3 counts. You don't file 3 complaints in the same lawsuit. It's a procedural thing. I know it's a subtle difference, but it makes a difference. So the complaint is the document that contains the charges, that contains what the counts are. And to prevail in this particular type of lawsuit and to get damages, he needs to prevail on at least 1 of the counts. For simplicity's sake, I'm making it very simple. 3 counts, 2 of them are for regular standard garden variety abuse. And in Virginia, that means physical or verbal abuse. Mm-hmm. So the claim is that he's being accused of physical or verbal abuse and didn't do it, and therefore he's been defamed and is owed damages. Those 2 counts are a little bit weaker because there's some evidence, at least of verbal abuse, right? Or what a reasonable jury could interpret as that. Now, they could also interpret that it was completely defensive, that it was completely retaliatory. And in fact, by Dr. Schmiegel's own testimony, you could interpret that it was just the victim, right? That Johnny is the imperfect victim by his very own testimony because it's so fucking general. But the one that's problematic for Amber is the sexual violence. She accused him of the Maker's Mark bottle, of the grabbing, right? Now she's put that out there. And there's nothing to back that up. She's wasted her time with Dr. Handy, Nosferatu, with this entertainment Karen, which we're going to get into. She's wasted her time with that instead of trying to diffuse Johnny's or add evidence to that SV claim. If she could actually bolster that, maybe she would have a better chance of defeating Johnny. But right now, I'm not going to lie, Amber is not looking in a good way.
Hasn't there been an issue with her? My understanding is that there have been a lot of additional accusations since the trial in the UK. Like there's new stuff that was not ever brought up before, or the dots were not connected. I seem to recall that being discussed. At least to some degree. It seems like a lot of these things that they've either, maybe not so much all new stuff, but maybe let's say that they have been more substantially embellished. There's more hyperbolic language being used now than previously. Again, I could be wrong, but I think that's what I picked up on. I'm asking you guys.
There's definitely been way more hyperbolic language. I mean, it's ratcheted up. I mean, we saw it today. It was very hyperbolic, especially with Nosferatu there. He was being super hyperbolic. He was just throwing out these $10 words. And by the way, that's like the number one thing. As an expert witness, I hope this guy never gets hired. If we can do one thing, let's never get this guy hired again. He was throwing out these $10 words thinking that's going to impress the jury. It's not. No one cares. They don't understand you. And what you're saying means absolutely fucking nothing. I think
honestly, his language, and this is where I thought that the cross was very good. I thought his language was so esoteric and so in a textbook. And on Cross, Deb, what's this gentleman's name that crossed him today? I can always forget his name. That guy,
which one? Dennison.
Thank you.
Dennison is a fucking killer. He looks like he looks like slow, but he's a killer.
Exactly. That's what. But here's the thing: Dennison kept him in this, like you said, these $10 words out of a medical textbook. And I mean, again, layperson, jury, lay people. I'm sitting there going, what the shit is a class B 2576?
Cluster B, cluster B, yeah.
What is the bitch crazy or not? I'm like, just tell me. And it's like that. No, I'm serious. And I think that was damaging to that end, because I mean, apart from him being completely unhinged and crazy, right, he was just, his language was, again, so esoteric as to, unless this jury has been taking every one of them diligent notes, which they haven't, not all of them at least.
They've been laughing. No, I mean, and some of them are checked out.
We've Joe was there. Yeah, I mean, they're all talking about the jurors today. Yeah.
And
good
none of them,
logic,
and none of them, yeah, good logic talking about it, and James and DUI guy, none of them are saying there's any of the juries that are really super buying it from Amber Heard. There does seem to be one juror, the Catholic school mom they're talking about, that seems to be considering both sides, right?
That's the lady.
That's the one.
What's the reporter that he was with today? Fair and Balanced.
Fair and Balanced. Yeah.
Yes.
It's the one.
Yes.
It's the one that's in that demographic. And I get that. I understand that. She seems like she could go either way. We don't know what her background is.
Yeah. She said he was ambiguous on where she was going to go. So it's not a one way or the other thing. Yeah.
She's in that mom demographic. And if she has a daughter, right, she may identify with Amber, has that son, may identify with Johnny. You really don't know. We really don't have that information. Yeah. We have no information there. By the way, JD got Dakota Dwyer sent a $2 super chat that says JD has 15 hours and 53 minutes. So almost 16. Jeez. So wow, that is a lot, guys. That is like a lot. Leon said, okay, y'all might be my new favorites. Christina's laugh is gold in that screenshot. So getting some love from Leanne. Max says glass bottles, cut off fingers. No. Grape turds. Yes. This is what we're being asked to believe, though. This is what we're being asked to believe. It's what we're being asked to believe. Don't drink the makers.
Miss Heard, did you throw the bottle at Mr. Depp after he put it inside your... Okay.
Yeah, yep. Got one here that says, this is from Simple Old Soldier. This is a $4.99 super chat. On Legal Bites today, Joe advised they still have 2 expert witnesses to call. No. If they burn any of their time other than on cross, they're I'm going to say it. They're missing a chromosome. They are absolutely, they need to go back to law school. They need to get their law license revoked. That's it. I mean, they cannot waste time on 2 expert witnesses. They cannot do that.
Well, they said something at the end, like when the jury left and they asked, I think Johnny's team asked about if they're still going to call Depp. And I think they seemed to indicate that they know. And then I think that's where they said something about they had 2 more expert witnesses, because I think when Joe and Fair and Balanced, like they hopped in the car and did a post-trial live stream outside, I think he mentioned something about that. Yeah,
that would be the dumbest thing ever. And if they do it, I'm just like ready to. I'm taking their bar cards. I mean, that's it. And on top of that, it's gonna burn. They're literally not going to be able to cross at all. Like pretty much anybody. Because it takes them so long to get through 2 expert witnesses. Think about it. In the morning, we pretty much just had 1.75 right through lunch, right? So 1.75. That's 4 hours right there. And then we had a 1.25. We had the rest of Nosferatu, and then we had Entertainment Karen in the evening, and that was it. So they've proven that it takes them 4 hours to get through. Honestly. Jesus. Not even 2. So it's not going to be good.
Andrew, let me ask you a question, and maybe this might help clarify for the audience as well, because I've been a little gray on this. Is it my understanding so that if they have their 4 hours left on defense, if they rest their case in chief and it goes back, and if Johnny's team then wants to call some rebuttal witnesses, anytime the defense would come into cross, that is what's going to chew up their 4 hours, right?
Yes, they have a shot clock, and as soon as they get up for cross, think about the chess clocks. That's the best analogy here, a chess clock.
Okay.
And as soon as they get up on cross, hit the chess clock there on the clock.
Gotcha.
Right. So
there was some confusion whether, and I think not just me, but for a lot of people out there, to where it's like, is it based on their witnesses or based on when they are examining a witness, whether direct or cross?
Yes, when their attorney is up there. So if your attorney is up there, the attorneys themselves are on the cross.
The clock's running.
On the clock. So when and by the way, the clock is not running for any sidebars, any objections, anything else. So it's stopped for all, pauses in play, right? So all those are timeouts. I mean, God bless these timekeepers, because they're really having to be strict about this.
That's
but it's going to be crazy. And the thing is that once again, think about that. And here's why they have a time difference. Have you seen Camille's crosses? Have you seen Dennis's crosses? They are air fucking tight. They are super focused. They are super in there.
There's
and
no
even
difference.
when they drag it out.
There's no comparison between the two. Excuse me. It's ridiculous.
It's preposterous. And even when they dragged out, they were still not as long. The worst was, I think, with Nosferatu, he dragged out as probably as long, the cross dragged out as long as the direct roughly. But remember, they've got to always set up that foundation. It takes them so long to set up that foundation, especially Elaine, because she doesn't know how to do it and she's inept.
Poor Elaine.
And because of that, she takes an hour to set up basic foundation to just qualify them as an expert, not even to say anything. But remember, experts always have to be qualified. You can do it. You can qualify an expert in like 5 minutes. It's like, hey, where are you from? What have you done? How many cases have you worked on? Okay, what have you published? Okay,
no, Andrew, you're saying it wrong. You're saying it wrong. You know better at this point. What if any? I can't.
I knew it.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God.
I couldn't.
You hate to see it.
You invited
Poor
me here. This is
Elaine.
what you get. All right.
I appreciate it, brother. I really do appreciate it.
It's so true, though. And I think that Elaine is just so obnoxious, too. But I think part of what she thinks she's doing is like establishing their authority as an expert and their credentials, but just asking them these nonsensical things to go into like these ridiculous amount of details about their so-called credentials. That's just not necessary.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, it's completely unnecessary. By the way, I do have somebody sent this, so I'm going to play it. I wasn't going to play the clips today. By the way, guys, I have a second screen now, so there's going to be no more boomer moments on Legal Mindset.
Let's go.
So, yes, I know. I'm so excited about this. Okay,
Send
guys.
me a spare when I got 4 right here.
You see in that movie, Charlie and Chocolate Factory? Did you look at that one when you were comparing this processing speed?
They're like, what is going on?
You have to answer questions. Yes, sir.
No, you'll be happy to know I didn't see Willy Wonka I didn't see 21 Jump Street when it happened, whatever it was about. No, I did not.
You'll be happy to know.
Oh my God. That's so hilarious though. It's like literally like in the whole like opening the mouth and licking the lips. It's fucking weird. Like
He just ticked out right there. It's like
Right.
something.
It's
Oh
not
my
natural.
goodness, that
It's
was
not
scary.
natural. Like
The only thing that was funnier than that was the entire gallery's reaction to it.
right. And like Johnny leaning forward, like what the
What's he doing?
but you based your analysis on it's just really, really awkward. It's
Johnny
just
had
really,
never
really
been,
awkward.
he has not been that forward on that table this entire trial until that moment, like physically.
It's like, all right,
Yeah.
I gotta look
Like,
at
I thought he was going to come all the way across the table like drunk Jack Sparrow and like climb over like,
Yep. Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
Oh
that
my
was so
God.
freaking
It's
creepy.
fucking great. All right. So let's jump over here to
and
the
I
last
sent you a
one.
link in your private chat.
You do. I have it. So I've got
Okay.
that. So
Okay.
we've got the last one. So her name is Catherine Arnold. I call her Entertainment Karen. I don't know if you guys have a better one
Oh,
for her.
God.
But
I call her
That's fine.
Hollywood Karen. Same
Hollywood
thing.
Karen. Okay, Hollywood Karen. Okay,
Well,
I like that.
let's give her the name of her website, and that is
Right, the entertainment expert.
entertainmentexpert.com. And
So
I'm
let me
not even
share
kidding.
that. Let me share that for you
I
right
went
now.
the minute I got home, I went to see this. I'm like, let me look at some of the casework she's done. Let me look at what she's talked about because I was climbing out of my chair today.
So here is her website, right? So Catherine Arnold, the entertainment expert, right? So she let me help you navigate Hollywood's talent, finance, and distribution. Consultant and expert witnesses, proven credibility, insight, and results. About me, I am an award-winning film producer and executive with 20 years of entertainment experience, specializing in the film development, finance, production, distribution, and international sales. I have straddled, I'm sure you have, both the studio and independent worlds, as well as the corporate sponsorship and fundraising. I am bringing the breadth of knowledge that comes from working in the trenches alongside financiers, talents, crews, studios, and entertainment attorneys. So she provides, here you go, extensive experience in deposition, trial, and arbitration in the areas of lost earnings, economic damages, breach of contract, film finance, IP rights, international film sales, and copyright infringement. So there you go. Let's see. I don't know if her cases, did she list this one?
She does, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
There's not a lot of detail there, but I mean, there's a she gives you a good little look. And tells you like,
Yeah.
oh, we won, prevailed, got this much money, prevailed, got this much money. She ain't gonna prevail this one, and she ain't getting any money.
Yeah, this is not working.
I mean, she got paid $60,000 for that testimony today.
That was crazy.
I'm gonna shut up now because I'm gonna go off on that. I'm gonna wait my
No.
Do it.
No. Here's the thing about her too is that, you know, and let me tell you this, Valiant, because like I like bringing you guys in and talking to people who are like subject matter experts. What's embarrassing to me, because you guys know a lot about stuff. I mean, I'm like a closet nerd and like a closet weeb over here, but like you guys are like flying the flag of knowing the media, knowing the you know, just knowing everything in and out. But even me, who like just has a mediocre level of knowledge, like I know who's Batman. You don't need to ask me who's been Batman. That's fucking ridiculous. So you're telling me, Valiant, as an industry, as somebody who's in the industry, is it normal for someone in the entertainment industry to not know major movies, major productions, and major actors? Is that normal in the entertainment industry?
I'm going to be fair on my answer. I can understand when she. I can understand when she says things like, "I'm not a big Trekkie" or whatever she said about Star Trek. I can understand things about that. She doesn't, you know, keep up to date with necessarily every superhero movie. My problem with this chick was the fact that she got up there for $60,000 and had 3 years by her own testimony prepping for this day. And she didn't have the most basic answers to the subject matter that she was supposed to testify as an expert on. What in the actual fuck? It's like you're talking about Batman, and she is up there, and now and she even tacitly admitted and outright admitted on several occasions that she was just basically reciting other expert witness testimony while she was up there.
Amazing.
Like, she could not give her own answers. She repeated the bullshit from Amber's agent a few days ago about that Aquaman was one of the biggest movies of all time, maybe if not the biggest.
Which is bullshit.
I'm sorry. I'm a financial planner. I have spent 20 years as a stockbroker, and I do YouTubing on the side talking about Hollywood box office. I'm not a Hollywood expert, quote unquote, but I know 10 times more than this dumb bitch. I mean, it's like, this is crazy.
Right. And
Aquaman's
this is
not
your
even
job.
close. I mean, and it's not even the highest DC grossing film ever. The Dark Knight was.
Yes.
With Christian Bale.
Thank you.
Now, maybe they meant to qualify it as under the DC extended universe, which began after the Chris Nolan films, after the Dark Knight, after the Dark Knight Rises. That was 2 and 3. Yet Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises, right?
Yes.
And
so
after that, the DCEU started. And look, to say that you're the biggest, I'm sorry, to say that you were the biggest film of the DCEU is not much of a bragging rights, because there ain't there is nothing but Jack and shit going on in that universe, and Jack left town, y'all.
Yes.
Okay, so
it's like, just put that next to Marvel. Like, it's not even a thing. Like, it's not even a thing.
DCEU at its height, at its best, is like what we're seeing with Marvel Phase 4 right now in terms of financial performance. It is a big step down. It is a massive step down. That is a very
good point.
Like, the last 2 videos I've did have been talking about how Doctor Strange's like post-opening weekend has just been a financial collapse, and it has been. It's been disgusting.
And they've got
it's a huge warning sign to Marvel. And if that's what they're trying to say, DC best, I'm like, okay, well, you hang on to that, honey, and just okay. There were 7 movies that went over $1 billion in 2019. I'm sorry, it's just not that big a deal anymore. Not when your average ticket price is $13.
Right. And when you're putting out movies that, frankly, more and more people do not want to watch, that have, you know, bad stories, you know, and I'm not even going to get into debating the stories right now. Just people don't want to watch them. They're not as interested. I'm not hearing people saying, "Oh my God, I can't wait to go to Aquaman 2." Said nobody ever.
Does anybody know what Aquaman's like? They were saying this in the court in testimony. Does anybody know here what Aquaman's actual domestic and global haul was?
No, I mean, I don't have that off the top of my head.
Exactly. And she should have. Let's bring it up. I mean, if she's an expert, she's an expert. Aquaman's global haul was a little over 1.1 billion US in 2018. Okay. In the US, that's global haul in US dollars. Let me clarify that point. The actual domestic haul And by domestic, when you look at box office, Hollywood returns domestic is U.S. and Canada, so North America, about 335, 340 million. So good for sure, but nothing earth-shattering for a domestic haul. So when I'm gonna tell you what, and this was the key, when they kept repeating that Aquaman was one of the biggest movies of all time or the biggest movie of all time, and you got a bunch of 20 and 30 something sitting there going, anybody see that shit?
What? I haven't seen it.
And the thing is, a lot of them, here's the thing, Valiant, here's what we need to
That
remember.
whole testimony went to pot with that when they kept repeating that, I'm telling you.
And the jury is young. Everybody is, the jury is very young. They have definitely seen, they know superhero movies. Isn't like a generation that's like, I remember when Superman got paralyzed by that horse. Like, this is not that generation. This is like a much different generation.
They know who Jason Momoa is. They know Jason Momoa.
Oh, yeah.
But if they go
we're gonna
like
get into that. We're gonna get into that. I want before we get into that though.
Okay.
That's the Jason Momoa, that whole line of thinking.
That's where I really started losing it.
We'll put a pin in that one. Let me do some super chats here so we can cool down before we blow up on that one, guys. Because we're going here. So Tara Rayner says, JD having his flight attendant testify Wednesday. Wonder what her answer was to how much pressure it takes to break her wrist. I guarantee you that story is going to come out as bullshit because there's no way. I'm telling you right now, I've worked in hospitality, not with airlines, but with hospitality. That shit, if it happened to anybody who works at a major company, there is a settlement right away because there's no way he would get banned off of flights. The lawsuit would be devastating for him laying a finger on that woman. There's no way it happened. I'm just going to put it that way. Capricia says, since we had Spiegel on this band, I feel like a Cowboy Bebop joke is in order.
Yes!
After that cross, the best I got is you're going to carry that weight.
Yes, that's right.
Love it. So,
I love
by the way, Capricious, we're talking original Cowboy Bebop, not that woke ass remake. I'm just going to put that out there right now. That fucking remake was trash.
Why are they doing that? They did it to Death Note too, and I wanted to cry. Stop.
It was so fucking bad. All right, next one is from Jennifer Douglas. We have here one. Let me hide this one. So we have one from Jennifer Douglas. This is a 5 New Zealand dollars, Kiwi bucks, which says, "I'm looking forward to what to the end of What If Anything when Amber C runs out of time." CB Haas says, "Did you catch that after Elaine asked the question about narcissist eating candy that Camila took out a mint from the container in front of JD smiling?" Oh, that's interesting. So
that's
Camila's
hilarious.
like, "Bitch, please." Laura Baird, $5 super chat. Is it Amber Heard's final word that is deciding factor in whether they will take the case, money versus defense? So let me tell you about this for lawyers. If Valiant is my client and Valiant says, I want to sue, I want to sue Doomcock, right? Because he's saying that I'm a trash reporter and I'm fraudulent and I'm committing crimes in my investigations. I'm committing financial crimes. I'm a white collar
I can hear the audience tomorrow. Okay, so Valiant and Doomcock are in a fight. This is how Doomcock gets started.
By the way, I shot the Doomcock. I love his reporting on Star Wars, so I'm just ribbing him here. But if they're accusing each other, right? And I tell Valiant as an attorney, I'm like, Valiant, your case sucks. Don't bring it. Don't do it. And he's like, no, I want to do it. I have to file it. And if he comes in and says, I want to testify, I say, Valiant, it's a bad idea. You don't know what you're going to talk about. You're going to look like a fool. And he does. He wants to do it. I have to let him testify. I cannot say, you cannot testify as his attorney. I can say, I advise you not to do it. This is how you get around that as an attorney. And this is why I believe that she has these trash tier lawyers in Elaine and Rottenborn. It's because you can screen this out in your clients. You as an attorney can choose your clients. That sounds weird, but you don't have to agree to represent somebody. And if you see somebody has her personality type where she's going to be controlling, micromanaging, she's going to tell you what to do, you don't take that client. I was never a trial attorney, but I would never take that type of clients. I would just say, hey, you need to trust my decisions and trust me to do the right thing. If you don't, go hire some other whore who's going to shill themselves out for money and just do whatever you want. That's never been me. I have morals and principles and I have things that I live by.
It's
and
a
I'm not willing to
liability
compromise
issue
them.
too.
Yes, it is.
I can tell you in my line of work, 20 years in my business, I can tell you that I have sat down with clients in my office and they tell me what they want to do. And I can remember specifically at least 2, maybe 3 occasions in my 20 years where I have actually declined to work with a prospective client, like sent them out. And these were clients that had I think in both cases had multiple millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Like this would have been a good client for the firm, to manage these assets, to help them. But the things they said bothered the shit out of me. And I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day, I have a wife. I have 3 children.
Right.
I have a professional reputation and a career.
Mhm.
You're not worth it.
Yeah.
And you know what, Valiant? Are you going to be able to look at your wife and kids and say, I stand by what I said. I stand by what I did. I stand by the horrible
I like
things.
to go to sleep at night.
There you go.
That's my issue. I mean, we're not perfect in this world. You know, financial planners, stockbrokers, attorneys, whatever. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. But when you have a client like that walks in the office and it's like, they talk about, how can I, hide this money from the IRS, or how? Literally, this is one of them.
Seriously.
Or the other ones that like wanted to know.
Now I will say, Valiant, I'm a fan
all kind of stuff that we didn't want to do, and I'm like, you know what? You should stay right where you are. We're not a good fit for you. I was very polite about it, but it was like, bruh, no.
And
the
that's a
juice
line.
isn't worth the squeeze.
But that's a line, though. It's like I have clients that come in and say, "How can we get around these laws?" I'm like, that's not the right way of framing this. It's like, how about
think of a better argument for that.
Is there an exception we can get? Is there some sort of variance we can get? Right? Like for taxes, right? What's a good way to minimize my taxes legally, right? Because there are many ways to do that.
We have plenty of ways to help clients
legally.
minimize taxes in a legal fashion.
There's
plenty of things in the Internal Revenue Code that can help you do that.
Yes.
We can help clients get rid, and take care of that. But when they come in and it's like, how do I hide this money from the IRS? I'm like, red flags go up. I'm like, you know what?
Demon wife, I gotta hide it from her. She be a gold digger, and I just gotta bury it in the backyard. Otherwise,
we've had some of those. My favorite was I had a client come in and start talking about doing things with his finances. He's like, so if I divorce my wife next week. This is literally how the conversation started.
Awkward conversation.
I'm not kidding you. And it was like, and he told me, he's like, now she doesn't know anything about this. And I'm like, I'm getting real uncomfortable. He's just,
yeah.
This is one of the guys I told him, like, I don't think we can help you.
That's very true. That's very true.
Very true. Like,
Jessica is a $4.99 super chat. Hey, Jessica, how's it going? Says the only crap about corporate clients is you don't get to choose much of your clients. That's very true. That's very true. You don't get to choose your clients, but if you let's say you're in-house, right, you should work with a company that fits with your that gels with your vibe. That's very important. I know that when I picked the companies that I worked with in-house, I choose them based on the culture and also the people I'm going to be working with. If the people I'm working with, let's say the head lawyer, right, it's called the general counsel. If the general counsel is unethical, I will never work with that company. That's disgusting. I like literally, it's like I'd rather not work than work for somebody like that. I'd rather literally be out of work. And which I never will be, but just theoretically, I would rather do that than have it the other way around. The next super chat here was Della says the first "What If Anything" merch I'm buying. Okay, well I'll hold you to that. I'll hold you to that. I gotta get the merch out. Zach says, do you think Amber Heard's team will have a lot of improper speaking objections if they run out of time? I don't think they can object. I think the judge, if they literally, well, hold on, they could object, but I think the judge is going to call them out and bring them to a sidebar if it seems like they're objecting just to stall, and like they're objecting in lieu of a cross.
You mean?
Yeah. I think the judge is going to cut that shit out. This judge does not play around. Like this is not a judge that's going to be okay with that. This isn't like the Rittenhouse case where that judge was very permissive with Thomas Binger and his unethical behavior. This is not going to be the Rittenhouse case. Not even close to that. Tara Rayner for 2 says Tales from the Crypt Keeper look it up. It's Spiegel. Oh no, I know that. I remember that. Do you guys remember Tales from the Crypt?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Big time. I still have all the movies.
That was fantastic. I love that. It was so good.
Oh, that's great.
Allison says, any updates on the new paternity suits, lol. Okay, that comes from the joke. If you guys didn't hear it last night, there was a woman that bust into the court yelling about the baby being Johnny's. Like, Johnny, I love you.
yes.
Our souls are
that's
connected.
right.
Joe was
and the
talking
baby
about
is
that at the
yours.
lunch break.
Yeah, and
So
that was
creepy.
that was the one who got yeeted.
The same one.
Yeeted.
He said she
Yes,
was the same.
yes.
No, Fair and
That's so
Balance said she was
scary.
the same one that was like kicked out of line at 1 a.m. because she was like filming everybody outside the courthouse this morning at like 1 and 2 a.m. or
Oh,
something like that
God.
on her
Yes,
phone,
yes.
saying
She was the one
she
who
was
was
the same
filming.
one
She skipped to the front because she's like, my baby. And she was like, the
at
allegation
1
she
in
might
the
have been
morning.
she might have been feeding her baby vodka. That's an allegation and not proven, but an allegation because the baby looked real fucked up according to multiple sources. So
Oh
yes,
my
Christina,
God.
yes, not even kidding you right now.
awful.
And then
she said to Johnny that their souls were connected.
and the baby was his.
What?
He
Yes,
obviously has a few screws loose, and there's no Allen wrenches.
I
that
think
fit.
she had 9 to 10 MDMAs before she came in that day.
Like,
Yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah,
seriously. All right.
Oh my
Hunch the Dirty
goodness.
Roofer says she has no credits on IMDb. What has she worked on? Yeah, really,
Wait, who?
that Catherine
Catherine
Arnold.
Arnold. Oh.
Yeah, she's not
Ooh.
credited on our IMDb because she hasn't been directly. She's been indirectly, right? She's just been an agent.
She's I think she's more on the production side. That's very different than people think like IMDb is the end all be all, and we can get into that, but
Right.
not everything on IMDb is 100% accurate. I mean, I promise you, it's maintained by users for the most part. So don't take everything on there with 100% certainty. Take it with a grain of salt in some cases. But yeah, so I don't want to read into that. You know, she's definitely been around Hollywood for a while. I was just really shocked by the fact that I just think professionally she's kind of she's gotten to the point where she's just phoning this shit in. She's done so many of these things. No, I'm serious. Where it's like she thought she could just show up, spout off some stuff, get a paycheck for $60,000, which is what she got.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
It's true.
maybe she's never really been taken to task on Cross before, but we can get to that in a minute. I know you gotta.
But no, I don't think it's just Cross. I think Amber Heard in general is not used to people calling her bullshit. So she thinks she can call these hack, experts that tell her what she wants and that they're not going to be questioned.
Well, I
Because
think
the
she probably thought she was legit. I mean, or at least her legal team did. I think look, it's Elaine.
3 years
It's
to
Elaine.
prepare.
It's
Because they were-
$60,000.
Because
Elaine
they're all
probably
blowing
thought this chick was legit.
They're all blowing smoke up her ass. They're all blowing smoke up her ass. They went in there, they told her exactly what she wanted, which is what a person with histrionic
That's
personality
right.
disorder, borderline personality disorder,
Oh,
which by the way
God.
are cluster B, right?
Yes.
You were to me, they were diagnosing.
Oh wait, I'm the
Amber,
jury.
Dr.
Hang on,
Spiegel.
cluster B.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
Yes.
So someone mentioned this to me. What were your reactions with the ice cream versus the vomit?
Oh, that was so stupid. God.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was just stunning. Well,
ridiculous.
somebody told me it's like, well, you were given the wrong information there, buddy. You didn't
see, I didn't
verify
see
that.
this
You
one.
weren't paying
Why didn't he
attention.
pound him on that? Well, who told you that?
Yes.
Who told you
Yeah.
that? They went into break and they never got back to it. I was like, shit.
Yep. I didn't actually see this one. Phantasm Villain from Tall Man from 1979. I didn't see this one. Have you seen this one, Valiant?
Looks like Phantasm.
I don't remember that.
Wait. It's kind of sort of
Phantasm.
distantly ringing a bell. I got to look that up.
Yeah, I'd have to look that up. Simple Old Soldier says Amber Heard's
Vincent
career
Price?
started. Maybe.
Ooh.
That would make sense. Amber Heard's career
Yeah.
started in 2003 in a Kenny Chesney movie. Not surprised. The next super chat here is from Thunder Kid, $5, which says, "What is the point under oath if perjury is not enforced?" Well, here's the thing, guys. On this channel, I covered.
Yes.
Go back and check my perjury video. It's still up. There's one that's for sure going ahead in Australia. We have another in UK that's teed up, and I guarantee
Yes.
if Johnny wins, it's going to go right. We were talking with Jordy about that. I'm pretty confident about that. The media will shift and we'll go on that there. Also, I mean, it's not over that we couldn't see more facts come out and Amber got here, but I think we need this case to conclude. Perjury is not going to start when the case isn't over yet. So hold on, guys. Hold on for perjury. It's rare, but when it's egregious, they do go after it. But it's got to be very egregious for them to go after it, because
Yeah.
especially when it's a court case. especially when it's a court case. More often, it would be like in a deposition, especially if it's like let's say it's a criminal syndicate and you catch one of the mafiosos lying to cover his boss. That's in the case where they'd probably go after him a little bit more. I know it shouldn't be like that, but that's the way it is, guys. Allison said, we will only watch Aquaman because of Aquaman. We're going to get to that. Kat Zapp said, why did JD's attorneys let defense witnesses keep saying the defamatory statements? Isn't that something that hasn't been proven as legal determination or for the jury to decide? And they even allowed it on cross. Bad idea. Well, that's the one thing is that Dr. Spiegel, Dr. Nosferatu, he was allowed to say a lot of legal shit. And that's why the judge was looking, because they were waiting for the objection. I was waiting for the objection. But in retrospect, here's the thing. We're not in the courtroom. We weren't looking at the jury. And from what I understand, the jury was shocked at how bad this was. So they were probably looking and letting them hang themselves, letting like Darren said, giving them the rope, just feeding them out the rope. You want to hang yourself higher, buddy? Go ahead. You want to hang yourself higher? You want to string yourself up even higher? Let them do it.
Would you like a pistol, sir?
Yeah.
It's like, just put him on the stand. Hand him. There's one round in there, so.
Yeah,
So
there's that thing where like when you're watching like a car crash or an accident, like you can't look away.
Yeah.
Right.
Just let him go.
I couldn't look away.
He's destroying himself on the stand.
So
you just let him keep talking.
Biggest cell phone ever. In fact, I think all three of them were cell phones, but he was the biggest cell phone.
Yes.
Like he really owned himself by just having the small PP energy over his CV. Like I would say, guys, do not get offended by your CV. Do not let your CV be the equivalent of someone insulting your PP size. It's not good, guys. Or whatever else, ladies out there. I don't know. Tatas, what's the equivalent? I don't know. What's the lady equivalent, Christina? You tell me.
Well, we don't have PPs, but maybe the small booby energy.
Small booby.
I was going to say, this small titty ovaries, does that work?
Yeah. Even though some people prefer small titties, so who knows? Hey, Kelly, hope you're just in time for small titties, so welcome. Here's one from Spectre. Spectre was to be like, and he was like, Andrew in the chat. He's like, get to my super chat. I'm like, chill, bro. There's an order. So Spectre with a $5 super chat. Elaine reminds me of Sophie Long, PR attorney that threatened rackets, myself, and KF Ken Jennings with fraud, cease and desist, and couldn't litigate at all. Yes, she actually is the type of attorney that is out of court. She's not the type of attorney that is in court. That's absolutely right. Like
one
100%.
of your chatters said, high body count energy.
High body count energy. Oh,
I hate to see it.
I love it.
That could be the female equivalent. I think that beats the small titties.
That may do it. Katarina with a $7.99 Australian Aussie says Dr. Schmiegel was discredited. He was ridiculous, and his IVP description was all AHI. Also, the movie witness comparing her to Zendaya was funny. We're gonna get to that because
what a joke.
Hold on, we haven't even gotten to that part because we're gonna get to that part as soon as we get through this. What's up?
Basically, if you do drugs, you're automatically gonna beat your partner. Ridiculous.
Yes. That's the thing with IVF. Trying to say, oh, Tug, let me send you the link. If Tug's here, I'll send that motherfucker a link right away.
Yes.
What's up, Tug? Good to see you. Yeah, I love Tug. Tug should actually have it because it's in one of our group chats. But
yeah, he put something out about Dr. Spiegel on Twitter that I thought was very interesting.
I would love to have
problematic.
Yeah. Oh, I fucking love Tug. He's a great guy. Though. Also, it's funny. I realized Tug is like taller than me. He's 6'7". Like I heard that the other day. Like, yeah. So apparently he's got an inch on me. Like I'm like, bro, like I thought it was just Drex, but like apparently he's got an inch on me, which is great. I'm 6'6", guys. So I mean,
Andrew's a giant.
The fucking and about to march on the fucking on Saruman over here.
Oh my goodness.
But anyways. Okay, so let me get these rest of the super chats, which is Justin Miller says that's why barristers are so important in the Australian court system. Obligation is to the court, not the client, which prevents efforts to deceive the courts. I agree. By the way, American lawyers have that duty too. Just some lawyers don't take that duty seriously. It's called the duty of candor to the court. We all have it. Some people don't take it seriously. I do, but other people do not take that seriously. And that's disgusting. And it makes lawyers look like slimy sleazeball shyster lawyers in the words of Ethan Ralph. Esai says, in the words of the Gunt, Esai says, I just tuned in. Is Johnny winning? I love that meme. Are you winning, son? This is the are you winning, son? It's definite. Johnny is definitely winning right now. I'll just tell you that. Last one here, $5, which is Dawa's School of School, says, did anyone catch Dennison say he had no proof of Amber who heard pooping the bed when crossing Entertainment Karen? Wait, did you guys catch that?
I did.
Wait,
I don't
say
know
that
why
again.
he said that.
What
he
was
said
that?
technically he didn't have proof.
So
of
he
her
said he didn't have
doing
proof of the pooping the bed.
Oh, yeah. I did catch that part because I think they were trying to leave it ambiguous to like, well, was it her or was it like the little 2-pound dog that left a 4-pound shit on the sheets?
Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
sure.
Obvious.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tug, you've got the link in your Twitter if you wanna come on.
He's probably exhausted, but Tug, come on and say hi.
If you want
go,
the 2
Tug,
seconds,
just
I
for a
love you.
couple
I will just simp for you. Don't worry about it. It'll be $2. So thank you for the $2 for my boyish charm, and or maybe it's Valiant's boyish charm. Who knows? Maybe both of us.
Maybe. Could be. Thank you.
And Carlos Gonzalez Lopez. Here we go. Do you think Emperor Palpatine, Dr. Schmiegel, got off kind of easy? No, Carlos. First of all, I love the Emperor Palpatine reference, and clearly, Denizen also knows a hell of a lot about Star Wars and Dune and movies in general, which is fucking awesome. He is a nerd, and I love it.
We got another hack in here. This guy, Yellow Flash.
Yellow
I've heard of
Flash.
Him before.
What a hack! What a fucking hack!
What's going on, Flash?
Flash, you've got the link too, motherfucker. So you can get in here too. I don't want your money. I want your opinion, bro. Get in here. I don't want your sleazy money over here.
Anybody can get a 20. I'll say that anybody that can get a $20 super chat out of Flash is pretty damn impressive.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
I just that's fact.
Britt says, if this is what a $6 million defense gets you, I'm glad I never had
Ooh, big oof.
Yeah. Keep asking, where's she getting this money from?
Oh my God.
Well,
shit.
she
That's
just
a good
pledged
question.
it. She just pledged
Oh
it. She never
God.
donated it.
Fuck, this is
Oh,
so
God.
good.
One of her simps did it, but I will say Rottenborn's Silver Fox card is revoked. He is
Did you
no
call him a
longer
Silver Fox in the beginning?
I did.
Oh no.
I'm so sorry.
Oh no. Okay, so let's switch gears here. We need to talk about what's going on with these celebrities and these celebrity comparisons. So the comparisons, to be clear, and let me know if I missed one. I'm going to share my screen with you guys over here. Just going to share screen number 2 here. So we've got Zendaya, right? Mm-hmm. So one of the comparisons was Zendaya. I'm just picking a picture of her. For the record,
you're picking the picture. Yeah, you picked that
okay,
picture.
Come on. This is the legal mindset. You know what we're doing over here. You know what's up in the legal mindset, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the grandfather's mindset. Or maybe it's your horny grandpa's mindset, but whatever. Amber Heard is 36.
Ugh,
the witness, she said on the chan. So
that was a slam.
Hollywood Karen said, "I am picking people of similar attractiveness and age." That is what she said. Zendaya is a decade younger.
Dennison even hit her with that in the courtroom, and I could see Amber squirm in the chair.
Yes.
is a decade younger, and I'm gonna say it.
He's gonna say it.
I'm gonna say it. I'm passing Amber. I'm smashing Zendaya. I'm just saying that the attractiveness is definitely there. Now, some people don't like Zendaya. Some people think she's too thin, whatever. But I'm a smash. Okay.
Amber hit the wall hard. Let's be honest. Amber hit the wall like a ton of bricks.
Amber was in a different place in physically at 25, at the same age as Zendaya, than she is now. She is not where she was when she was 25. That's what, when we talk about like the wall, it's not that she's unattractive. She's still attractive, right?
No.
Everyone say, okay, she's attractive. Admit that, right? But she's not her 25-year-old self.
Exactly.
That's what we're talking about here. And for an actress, this, especially one that the rule was based on attractiveness and the assessment. She even said it, not me. She said it's based on attractiveness. So now we've got to talk about that. So for all those people, oh, you're a misogynist, you're objectifying. She did this, not me. But you called me out, baby. Let's go to the party, baby. So next one.
Flash just hit it. Anna de Armas is the new queen. Yeah.
Well, we're getting there. We're getting to Anna. Oh, Flash, don't worry. I saw you. I heard you simping for Blade Runner. Don't worry. We're going there, baby.
Yes.
Speaking of
my
which,
queen.
speaking of the biggest simp of all, what's up, the umbrella god? What's going on? Hey, Tug, how you doing, brother?
Hey man, I'm doing pretty good.
How you feeling? Are you like still awake? Are you still conscious?
Possibly awake. I think I'm.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. I got about like 30 minutes. I figured I'd hang out for a minute while I'm processing a video.
Awesome, bro.
There you go.
No, I appreciate that, brother. And listen, I appreciate all you're doing for all of this, you know. And I'm always trying to send people over to you whenever they need to get the details, you know.
Yes.
So we talked about Zendaya. We're on the entertainment witness because I got so worked up about this, Tug. This is something that like fired me up. These comparisons. So
God.
you got Chris Pine, right? So Chris Pine, I think the best point is he was fucking Captain Kirk.
And she didn't know that. Like that was amazing. She didn't know that.
Right?
How do you not know that? And you're in the industry. How do you not know
She's
that?
an expert, man.
This was the comparisons that she pulled.
You don't even do research on your own comps.
Holy shit.
How do you not research your own comps? That's literally negligence.
God.
It was mortifying.
That's true. That is true. That was bad.
I mean,
3 years, 60 grand.
And his filmography is so much. I mean, you can't even compare it to Amber Heard.
No.
You can't. It dwarfs Amber Heard. And one thing, he's been the star role in movies. She has never once been anything more than the main side piece, than the main romantic interest.
Yeah, that's right.
And by the way, I don't have it pulled up here, but I love that everyone was hashtagging Mira today. Did you catch that? And they were saying, you know, you can make an Aquaman without Mira. You can't make it without Aquaman, right? Aquaman
exactly.
So you requires Jason Momoa. It doesn't require it does not require that, which brings us to this guy. So let's talk about this one because I want to talk about this for a second. Because I think this is the only one where she had proof. This is the only one where she actually had proof. She said, I spoke to
allegedly.
Alleged proof, yeah.
Well, do you okay, so hold on. Do you guys have any reason to believe that she did not speak to Jason Momoa's agent?
I after everything that considering she couldn't get anything else right, you know, Aquaman #1. Oh wait, it's a top 10. It's like, no, it's number 24. Yeah, everything else is like that. No.
Yeah, I mean, either you spoke to her and got shit information or didn't take notes, right? Or you only asked the questions you wanted the answers to and ignored the rest. So you were negligent in your analysis, or you didn't speak to him at all, right? It's one way or another.
The only data point that I particularly remember that she brought up regarding Mamoa, and again, I'm gonna take her at her word, right? I'm gonna take her at her word that she spoke to somebody at WMA at William Morris Agency because, look, this lady has been around. Catherine Arnold has been around a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's terrible at doing research and being an expert witness, but you know, she did get some of her stuff correct. She said Mamoa was getting $1 million an episode on a TV show. Now I don't recall her bringing up any specificity with what Momoa's contracts are for the big budget Hollywood theatrical productions, right?
$1 million an episode or $1 million a movie? Because I remember.
No. He's getting more than $1 million a movie. Guaranteed.
Yeah, I know it's more than $1 million a movie. Yeah, that was like Amber numbers. They
were saying that like she was getting $100,000 an episode for what the TV show she was going to be in. He was getting $1 million an episode. Now, what I thought she was talking about, I'm surprised it didn't get brought up on Cross because this was another thing he was in. Nobody mentioned it, but a lot of people don't see it because it's on Apple TV Plus. He's on C. He is the big lead on that show, and he actually does a really good job. It's not a wildly popular show, but his role, his acting in it I think is very, very good. He's getting $1 million an episode plus on that and whatever else he's doing on TV. No, in the movies, like for Aquaman 2, he's probably getting double digits at this point.
So I want to bring something up for you guys too and I want to see what your opinion is on this. And this is a super misogynist take, so I know you guys are going to love it.
Yeah.
So Amber Heard's 36. Amber Heard is a female, and men and women often get different roles. And just like there's different roles in movies, there's comedy roles, there's action roles, right? Action stars get different compensation than comedy roles. Jason Momoa, action, right? Also a dude. He's also 42. Chris Pine is 41. I think that for a guy, this is my opinion, if you look at the arc, if you take the average male actor, I think the arc of their career goes for longer and apexes at a later date than a female starlet typically. I'm not saying there aren't exceptions. You get like a Meryl Streep, right? You're going to see some exceptions, right? But outliers, removing outliers, as
modern
we do with
era,
all data,
modern era,
right? As we do with all data, right? Valiant, you remove the outliers, right?
Mm-hmm.
The typical path, because she said she was just looking at the trajectory, not like not factoring in a meteoric, unexpected rise.
Right.
If you're just looking at the typical female versus the typical male, I would say she already reached the zenith, if not already passed it, and is on the decline. Versus a male actor that's going to be peaking later. What do you guys think about that?
I think that's true, and I think that kind of, I hate to say it, but it models the same as the adult industry. It tends to be the same for adult performers. Just saying.
Well,
but she could do MILF videos.
That fits for
Amber Heard. They're hired for the same reasons in the adult. It's sex appeal.
Yeah, it's sex appeal. It's sex appeal, right?
Right.
You got to retire them. You can't be on the pole at like 62.
Oh, God, right.
Although that might be Amber's only option at this point.
Well, here's the thing, and this is where if I was on Depp's team, I would start bringing some of these things together, because I think what you just said is absolutely correct. You look at the average female star, like you said, because the defense even brought up, well, Zendaya's 10 years younger than Amber, and she's done so much more at this point. And it was kind of like cha-ching, that was the right point to bring up. And look, here's the thing. Is that has Amber had a critically, forget box office, and this is the point. This is the critical point. Has she had a critically acclaimed role? And I'm tired of hearing this nonsense about how the reviews for her this and that. And I'm like, bullshit. I don't know what reviews y'all read, but the 55 seconds that she appeared in Justice League, nobody remembers. And most people, I hate to tell you, don't remember the fact that she was an Aquaman.
Yes.
They don't think of her when it comes to Aquaman. All this is crap. So she has not had like this breakout artistic performance that would drive her forward. I can't say where Zendaya will be 10 years from now, but here's the difference. Zendaya can sing.
Yes.
Zendaya has another leg on the stool. When we talk about in Hollywood, like a triple threat, they can act, they can sing, they can dance. Zendaya can be that triple threat. I don't know about Amber. I don't know if Amber can sing and dance.
Yeah.
Okay. She's a pretty face, but she has not had a kind of a breakout performance.
Okay,
so I think this is a big stretch to get from point A to point B with her damages.
So let me get you there though, Valiant, because I think let me do a straw. I'm gonna steel man. So guys, a steel man is making the best possible argument from a shitty position, and I expect all three of you, Tug, Christina, Valiant, I expect you to come at me on this. But I'm about to steel man on the last one that they cited. So the very last one is Ana de Armas, right? And look, I grew up in Miami, so this type of Cuban hottie,
my queen,
definitely gets your boy's mindset engaged. Let's put it that way. So I am a big fan. Also, Yellow Flash, huge simp for her in Blade Runner for the naked photo, right?
Shit.
Which they brought
honestly, I didn't even know that was Ana de Armas until today.
It's
Really?
Ana de
I
Armas,
had no idea. And I've seen Blade Runner. I have it on 4K.
Yellow Flash is such a simp in addition to being a commie. Such a simp for this. So just to call him out real quick.
Love to see it.
But this, look, so Ana de Armas is the one thing I will say. Amber Heard is 36. Ana de Armas is 34. So at least she's in the same ballpark.
Yes.
And at least she's been romantic, interest in, I would say, the majority of movies that she's been in. Yeah. So I think if they'd focused their argument on people like Ana de Armas and maybe found a couple other comparable actresses like Ana de Armas that were 34, 35, 36, 37 in that type band, I think they would have done much better. Now, what do you guys think about the comparison to Anna specifically? How would you differentiate that? How would you pull that apart from Amber? Okay, go ahead, Valiant. I see you jumping out.
No. I'll go
Well,
last.
I would say Anna's my queen. She's talented. She can sing too, by the way. Anna can sing too. So that's something else she has that Amber does not have. I forget the movie she was in with Ben Affleck, what it was called, but she was very, very good.
Was it Deepwater?
Deepwater, yeah. She was really good.
The Deepwater Horizon,
Yeah,
I think that already
her
came out.
singing was good.
By the way.
Yes, it did.
Because she didn't even know. She didn't even know.
Yeah,
on the
there's
stand.
another thing. How does she not know these things? This is the expert. 3 years, 60 grand.
This is her comp.
Basic
Once
shit.
again, this is her comp. She's
Holy
doing
crap.
zero due diligence on her own comp.
No, but she was a Bond girl. There's no Amber is not Bond girl material. Sorry.
Well, hold on. Why isn't she Bond girl material? Tell me, Christina, why isn't she Bond girl material?
Because she sucks at acting.
Amber?
Yes.
Yeah, especially when her own acting coach gets up there and says, you know, she really has a problem crying when she's on set. I'm like, no shit, on the stand too. You know.
Yeah. We all noticed that.
Yep.
Well, she said she summed up her career as I'm in bit roles, you know, small roles in big films or big roles in films that you've never heard of. That's the difference between our two actresses right there. You know, one of them scores roles and deserves it. One of them, fuck them.
Yeah, one of them could be the next Bond, and look, I'm not going to get into that right now, right? About the you know, whether or not in the whole Bond franchise and whether, you know, Bond can be a woman here. That's a whole separate debate for a different day. But
no,
I think
that's a hard no.
Well, I'll give you the end all defense to it, and this is very simple. You comparing Miss Heard to Miss de Armas. Question: has Miss Heard ever been the lead role in a multiple Oscar-nominated film, including for Best Picture of the Year? Yes or no? No.
Nope.
Yep.
Ana de Armas has. The movie was Knives Out. Say what you want about Rian Johnson. I get it. I'm not a Rian Johnson fan when it comes to Star Wars. I will say it. I did enjoy Knives Out. That was an Oscar-nominated picture. She was the lead in it. I thought actually her performance in that movie was very good. I really enjoyed the crap out of it. I thought the chemistry between her and Christopher Plummer was great. There is no such comparison anywhere out there that I have found critically between Ana de Armas' performance in that movie versus anything that Amber Heard has done. So again, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to sound like a dick, but I feel like I do more due diligence making a Sunday afternoon off the cuff box office riff video on my channel.
He does. He does, though, guys.
Then this bitch has done in 3 years, and I don't get paid $60,000 a video. I wish I did. I'd love to. Y'all can go over there and super thanks my videos all you want to $60,000. At this point, I feel like I deserve it based on what I saw today. In the courtroom. No, I'm kidding.
By the way, everybody is going to be in the description.
Brand of sarcasm. It's all cool.
Everybody is in the description. Valiant's in the description. Christina's in the description. Tug's in the description. So guys, seriously, go check out their channels. They are fucking hilarious, all of them, and they put out good content. That they work hard on.
I've been following Tug for like the whole time since I've ever been on YouTube. Right. He's been following this case. Nobody has covered this Depp Heard stuff like Tug has. Truth. Nobody.
100%.
Yeah.
True.
You could see it, man. You could tell that this thing was going to be in. It wasn't like fuck the Hollywood connection and everything else. You could tell like the societal impact that this could actually have.
How did you, Tug? How did you feel that? Like, how did you really like? When did you first get that feeling? Like, this is going to be it. Like, when did you get that feeling?
I watched, I guess the buy-in for Vic Mignogna and seeing how big that was, and then knowing who Johnny Depp was, and I watched it. I watched it go through UK, and I saw the proving ground for it because that was a proving ground case. You could tell that they tried everything in it, and they were figuring out if they lost it, they didn't want to lose it, obviously, but they pulled out all the stops for it, and you could tell that they were preparing for a title bout. That's what I told people after we saw that, after it was lost. They are preparing, and they're going to pull out not only all the guns for it, but they're going to push hard, and they're probably going to get it live. They were pushing hard for it, and I heard that from sources behind the scenes too. I heard like that was one of their main goals. They had a few main goals, and one of them again was for every one of us. They did not want it to be like with the UK, you had the arbiter of truth being the media. They wanted you and I to be able to see it. And if I knew if they managed that, It could be societally. It could change society anyway because of how we see, listen, and believe. Because it was big enough, like the numbers for Johnny Depp supporters. But man, if they could see what happens, I mean, look at it. It's a fucking
yeah, exactly. Because people are seeing it and they're making their own decision. They're making their own mind and they're saying, "Hey, I can look at this and I can tell whether I think someone is lying or not." And all the witnesses today, my consistent, and I asked this to Christina, so I'm interested in your opinions on all three of the witnesses because we've been focusing on the last one for the last couple of minutes. But to me, none of them were credible and none of them were even likable. I mean, they weren't as people, as, communicators. None of them came off as people that you would trust, believe, or ever sit down to have a drink with, ever, even at the same table. Especially Doctor, licking his mouth during the questioning. It just
1.21 gigawatts. Don't even give me
I like
back
his
on that.
reviews, man. He hit some. Really
oh
good
my God,
reviews
Tug!
on
I was afraid to tweet that out because I was like, you know what, like that. But I saw you do it. I'm like, all right, I'm behind this, But it is.
I've been contacted by 5 of his clients so far. Yeah.
That's
Really?
what I saw you tweet
Have
out.
you really?
Did he
Yes.
really do that?
So
Like,
I'll show it
bully
real
people
quick on the
into-
second
yeah.
one here.
That's so sad.
And you know what? While Legal
That's
is
wrong.
looking up stuff, let me say this to everybody out there in the chat.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here. We have 4,000 people watching. Andrew won't do this simp, but I will for him because
Yeah.
he modded me the other night at 4 a.m. So that's his fucking mistake. But please go ahead out there and smash that like button, smash that share button, put this out share this on Twitter, share it on Facebook. We appreciate you guys being here. This is how these kind of channels grow. Do the same thing for our friends here, for Christina, for that umbrella guy. Do it for if you're enjoying the show, get this out there, hit the like button. But yeah, we can do better. We got up to 1.3. We just had a big jump. Let's get to 2,000 at least. I think we can do that. Let's get to 2,000 likes on this show for Andrew, for Legal Mindset, because he's an awesome host. And we
Okay, Tug,
appreciate
I'm literally incompetent right now and a boomer, which is why I was watching audio for yesterday with 30 minutes with
my goodness.
Wait a
watching
minute.
video with the audio on for 30
You
minutes.
just said you can't boomer shit anymore because you got a fucking monitor.
No, I just couldn't find the tweet. I couldn't find the tweet on your page. Like,
I'll get it.
Yeah. So
I'll get it.
I boomer this, guys. Sorry, I love you all. I'm still a boomer. But meanwhile, I can get the super chats, which always is a non-boomer moment with me. QB Peach for $5 says her lawyer is like her, good looking until words leave the mouth. Dakota Dwyer for $2 says Popcorn Planet said Amber used home insurance. Interesting. Moo H said JD is creating the next character based on Nosferatu. Clown emoji. Hunch the Dirty Roofer said Valiant. Legal Mindset gets a Star of David on free repeatedly. $20 out of Flash is child's play. Okay. $4.99 super chat from Laura Flint says, okay, guys, please Google the Rum Diary. I'm from Connecticut clip, 52 seconds. The quote at the end is priceless. It sums it all up. Thank you. If you've got it, share it.
I put it in the chat.
Wait, what was that now?
Okay.
That's the tweet that you were looking for, Boomer.
Oh.
Okay. Hey, listen.
You're calling him Boomer. I know I'm older than
by the way.
Andrew.
Listen.
Here's that.
Okay, I'm just gonna let Tug do it because Tug is less.
And Tug will
boomer than
never
there you
tell us
go.
how old he is.
Well, no,
I'm a
Tug.
boomer at heart.
Tug, I just found out you're an inch taller than me, which I'm impressed by.
Yeah, man. You're
Lying down.
Oh my goodness.
Horizontally.
You guys are
tall.
wild.
That was
Damn.
floating out there. I had to take it. I'm sorry. Tug, by the way, brother, I'm so glad your little baby girl is doing better. I have been following that on Twitter, man. I'm so
Aw.
happy. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy
appreciate
for
it,
her.
man. That was a lot of stress. I'm glad.
I know it was. I know it was,
Very
dude.
glad.
God bless y'all. God bless the family.
Yeah. I mean, she had a 2-year-old heart surgery. I was like, oh no, and then
Scary.
yeah, and then she had complications, but it turned out good. So it's all good. So it's all gravy. I'm happy.
Glad for that, man. Really glad for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
This guy, okay, like I'm in the mental health field. Like I'm a therapist. Yeah, people like this. You see a lot of quacks. You see a lot of them that are described like this. So Dr. Spiegel killed my stepfather. My stepfather was suicidal. He was an alcoholic as well. He'd been a patient of Dr. Spiegel for years with medication thrown at him. After rehab, he never followed up or returned our calls. We called stating he was locked in a room suicidal. He never called us back. When we finally did, he said he would follow up and never did. My stepfather's dead. Spiegel did the bare minimum treatment to push meds and then doesn't care if you live or die or not. Yeah. Fun time.
Guys,
That's awful.
That is horrible.
I've had five people so far.
So this was before Spiegel was a analytical consultant. This is when like he was a practicing patient-facing physician.
He's still, from what I understand, he still is.
Oh! I thought he was just like expert review. Okay, never mind. Okay, well that's even more disturbing. Shit.
Well, what's really bad is all these credentials are getting shared around. So I saw a TikTok video, and again, I've not researched this yet, but I just saw it. Because there's so much stuff.
TikTok is just an overload, of information.
It is.
There's some crazy stuff, and it was talking about the. I actually think this is correct because you're seeing his credentials, like he's a 40-year this and that. Well, apparently people are looking up the wrong name. If they look it up with the picture, this guy, his credentials are not. They are nothing like the other ones look so good. Yeah, but this guy looks like a quack, man.
I think that's why he was so testy about his CV.
Oh, yes.
Because he's been called on this before, so that small PP energy kind of came through, where small CV energy came through. Sorry, I had a mispronunciation there. A small CV energy, it kind of got through. It's a legal mindset value. You know what's up.
I get it. Yeah. I turned the camera up because people in the chat keep asking who keeps walking past your camera. I'm like, I'm a father of 2 teenage kids. They just go by. 2 teenage daughters. My son.
They don't ask. They don't ask.
Just going by. The room's upstairs. I'm giving her shit, but I mean,
That's what you got to do with the kids.
It's true.
Bernard says for a $20 super chat. Bernard says she's going to end up on OnlyFans anyway, or in Elon's trailer.
Yes.
Elon's like, I got too much money for this shit. I don't need this. But
well, let me ask you this. Do you guys believe, because there's some testimony for Jennifer Howell in the Jennifer Howell declaration, that Elon is worse potentially than Johnny and more controlling and bugging her Tesla, like gave her a free Tesla and bugged it, and more controlling than Johnny? What do you think about that?
I think she was going to set up Elon. I think she got away with it once, but she didn't get the payday. And because if you look at afterwards, she started coming up with a lot more marks on her arms. I mean, like I said, if you look at the tabloids and you look at her around Elon, it looked like the same proof cycle going on, except she was getting better at it. And like I said, she didn't get a real payday out of Johnny Depp. Yeah, she walked away with $7 million and she had all her debt free and clear, but I mean, it wasn't like she got that $650 million bucks.
Right. Because she's got to have some sugar daddy to pay for that $20K a month wine addiction. Like that doesn't pay for itself.
Here's that.
Really?
I found that TikTok video, by the way.
You found TikTok?
Yeah, I found that. That's what I was talking about. I just saw this, like I said. So here, I'm gonna play it. It's pretty short.
Yeah, do it.
Of this today, but this guy, Dr. David Spiegel, in the third Depp trial today, doing his best Christopher Lloyd impression. No comment about any of his content or anything like that. But I noticed something flying around the internet very quickly. And that is giving him a very long and illustrious career, at Stanford with training at Harvard, this and that. That's the wrong guy. Same name, but this is the guy at Stanford that has that long, a 40-year career, and definitely not the same person.
What?
One was
by Stanford,
Virginia Medical School. As you can see from the picture, he's never been.
Can you believe he's 59?
I just wanted to correct that.
What was up? Every one of
Holy
that, like
crap.
the hand guy and him, neither one looked like they could operate a comb. What's up with that?
Like literally, like you because here's the thing, Tug. I mean, even if you're not, you don't have to be coming in there looking like you're Chris Pine or Jason Momoa, but you've got to use, like you said, use a comb, clean yourself, right? Like don't look disheveled. That's a basic principle of court.
Don't order your experts off of Wish. I get it.
This is a hilarious super chat that's on point. Allison says for $10, Allison S. says, Dr. Moore's hand job expert for Johnny Depp. Amber Heard testified she did a lot of oral examinations for Aquaman, just saying. Good stuff. Susie, Dr. Evil gave me anxiety. He was just creepy. Brick Cormier for $5 says, Bond girls have that it. Amber does not have that at all.
You know, you were talking about that dog. Okay, the one thing they got in an argument about was the ethical argument, and they were absolutely right. One of the things that you never do, you never remote diagnose anyone, and he did. You know, again, even on YouTube, I'm careful about that. I'll follow up a diagnosis. I'll talk about it, but I won't diagnose somebody online because, you know, again, that's a fucked up thing to do. You know,
right? That's not appropriate. You would say, I'm not diagnosing this person. I'm saying this is what could be happening in a similar case.
Even doing that, like if you're following it, like, okay, Dr. Curry put a diagnosis there. Okay, I can talk about that. I can confer, or you know, I can confer with other people, talk about it and whatever. But you know, I can agree or disagree, but you really shouldn't. Again, he's in a position. He was in a worldwide position. He talked to the entire world about what he thought, and he talked to it from an expert position. So,
that was bad.
Yeah, it was really, really bad. And the thing about the testimony where he's going off in this legal argument about, there would be no expert witnesses ever. It's like, no.
What?
If you're going to give a diagnosis, then we would say the doctors who are on the stand giving a diagnosis should have seen the patient, right? That's different. Yeah. And we have experts in this case that have seen the patients, that have actually physically gone and examined them. That's a big difference than somebody who's just saying, well, I looked at a video that I didn't even really have properly described to me, and I looked at a photo and I thought it was vomit, you know.
Or his acting in a movie.
Right, with an earpiece,
What are you doing? Yeah.
And how many times did he say, I'm sorry, I didn't know that, I was wrong? And I thought that was the biggest highlight of that entire cross-examination.
So you could be wrong about more things, right? You know,
exactly.
You could be wrong about everything.
He called Johnny Depp an idiot in his.
Oh God, that was so bad.
And I think that cross tug was very effective to pull that out.
Oh yeah.
And I think it was because, Andrew, to your point, and Tug, to your point, and Christina, it's the same thing, is that Dennison was so calm, right, when he was crossing. And I think they put him, he's kind of got that little bit of a warble in his voice, and he's just kind of asking questions, and he sounds like your dad, just, you know, hey, what happened tonight? Where'd you go out with your friends? He's just real super calm. And Jackass up on stand he is coming across as this hyper defensive, hyper aggressive nut job. I mean, first of all, like, they could not have picked a worse expert witness. His hair is all disheveled. I mean, people are making jokes about him looking like Christopher Lloyd. And I'm like, that's what I'm joking. I'm sitting there screaming. I'm like, I told everybody earlier, for those of y'all just new to the chat at this point, I'm texting Andrew in the background going, will somebody please scream 1.21 gigawatts in the middle of this thing, for God's sake? Because I mean, that's what it looked like. This guy up there, he did not do himself any favors, I don't think, because he came across as such a dichotomy, such a contrast to the attorney, to Dennison, if I'm saying his name right, the cross-examiner. It was night and frickin' day. And if the jury was actually awake for this shit at this point, because everything up to that had been so ridiculous, I think that the only reason they might have been still awake at that moment is because this guy was so zany up there on stand. And then he just got dismantled. And I mean, and again, that high level language he was using, I think, lost a lot of people, but it was a night
$10 words.
$10 words.
That's what you were saying, Tug. I agree with you on that one. The $10 words weren't impressing.
You never do that. You never talk down to an audience. And remember, the jury, I keep trying to stress this, the jury of your peers. Have you met many of your peers? Because for every bright person you find a lot of dim bulbs, you know.
Oh, Lord.
Most of the people there are going to be dim bulbs. I hate to say it.
Yes. Yeah. He was combative. He was like argumentative. He was shouting and yelling at one point. And even the judge was like, sir, just answer the question. Because he just would like talk in freaking circles. He'd be asked like a very simple yes or no question, and he could not just simply answer the question because he was so arrogant. And I have people like commenting. I put a little clip out of him on my channel, and they're like, he looks like he's the one that has narcissistic personality disorder. And I'm like,
self-diagnosis. Self-diagnosis.
He actually looks like he has some kind of substance abuse issues. Like he had all of the mannerisms. You know, he definitely.
Yeah, the weird thing he was doing with his face.
He's like, I know personally.
Tug would know the answer to this question. How frequent is it that physicians themselves are substance abusers?
Very, very, very.
Really?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
I have a lot of clients that are physicians, and I have heard many a story.
Yep.
I mean, they are themselves some of the biggest abusers statistically.
It was interesting. They kept going back to the mini mental too. You know, he didn't know he hasn't seen the test at all that he was talking about. You know, it's supposed to be about whether or not you're losing your faculties, and he didn't know anything about the scoring. He didn't know anything about how the test came together. And the test, I mean, depending on how you answer it, I mean, the test it's pretty fucking simple test. And the problem with it, here's the test itself. This is actually what it looks like. I mean, it's not a very complicated test. You know, it's asking you about like name 3 items, for example, and see if the person can remember 3 items. Can they draw, like they were talking about drawing shapes? Well, can you draw these 2 shapes together? Again, depending on what you miss in it, depending on how it's spread out. Like if I score 27 out of 30, well, did I miss 3 items that are bunched together? Did I miss 3 items all the way across? Again, that matters. And there's a huge bias in this test from male to females also. So, you know, there's much better tests out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know this is not something I would rely on, but I mean, that's just like,
but if you're going to bring it up, you know,
yeah, you better know it, you know, backward and forward if you're going to.
That's the whole thing. They keep bringing up stuff that they just aren't prepared to talk about. It's almost as if they thought they were just going to go up there unquestioned and people were just going to accept what they said as fact without any sort of pushback. It makes me even wonder about these witnesses on whether they've actually testified before in serious cases. Maybe the cases were just uncontested. I'm not sure.
Some of them, like Dr. Hughes, for example. Dr. Hughes was, I pulled up some of her old cases. She's actually had testimony thrown out before because she comes in and doesn't know about the cases at all. She was involved in the R. Kelly case, the Nexium cult.
Nexium.
Yeah, I mean the Boy Scouts of America. I mean she's you know, a clout seeker.
I miss the simplicity of the R. Kelly case. You know, you know, R. Kelly came in and he peed on me. You know, can we go back to that? Can we just, you know? I mean, there was a whole Dave Chappelle skit about that. I will never forget. I'm going to piss on you.
Oh, it's great. It was so great. Bring it back some OGs right now. That Cambodian breast melt in the sugar cookie. I'm going to shut down the studio. All right. So speaking of shutting down the studio, so I'm interested, Tug, if you have any thoughts, because I know you got to go soon. Do you have any thoughts on the potential 2 expert witnesses that we allegedly might hear from, like as in who they might be, what we might hear from them? Do you think they give Amber any information that could be even possibly useful?
No. You know, she's been going after Adam Waldman a lot, and I don't see how you get past Walter Hamada. You know, Walter Hamada, you know, the president of DC Films is going to come up there.
And she wasn't even sure on that one.
Oh God. Well, we definitely know that you can't get past that. That also means her career is sunk. You know, she's you drag in the president of DC Films, you're fucked. You messed up.
Right.
But no, I don't think there's anybody that's going to give her anything useful. I think she's going to burn out the clock, and she's going to do it for nothing.
Do you think it's because I am convinced it's because Amber Heard wants these witnesses and not necessarily because her lawyers have chosen these witnesses?
Mm-hmm.
You agree? Okay.
Yeah, no I do. She's fired. She's fired. I can think of 3 sets of lawyers right off the top. And it's every time that she fires one, she makes more and more demands of the others or what she'll get or else. And these lawyers, I know for a fact that she threatened, there was the rumor that she was threatening Elaine after it. I know before that for a damn fact that she was threatening Rottenborn and Elaine in one of the other rooms at a break. you know, when things didn't go her way.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's a freaking monster.
You're talking about today or last week previously?
Well, you know, there was a, you know, when
stormed
she,
out.
yeah. Now before that happened, I think a week before that happened, I confirmed with somebody that was up there that she was raging on Rottenborn, and she was raging on them, and people could hear it. I mean, it was
It's
that
the hallway, right? The hallway where she was like, if you want to, you know, what is it? If you want to go represent yourself or go effing represent yourself.
This is before that. Like that, like I said, I confirmed the other one.
Rottenborn has been
somebody that I
quiet
knew
the
was
last
there.
few days.
He
So,
has been, yes.
So you think he was like slapped around and, you know, kind of.
If
knows
he
he
gets a
scratches on
black
his face.
eye, we'll
Yeah.
know who did it.
Tug, is
Johnny
her
goes
legal-
over and hugs him. You'll be like, "Whoa, what's going on?"
Is her legal team, are they all from the same firm?
I don't think so. I don't
So
think so.
different attorneys from different
Which would
outfits.
explain
Okay.
a lot about the lack of
well, that's what I
sync
was asking.
between them.
Yeah.
They're totally out of sync.
Yeah.
Johnny's team is like so gelled in, like they know what each other are experts on. Like, you know, Dennison is like very good at like breaking down these expert witnesses. You know,
Yes.
Camille's the fucking assassin. Like, you know, Ben
She
Chu,
is.
I think Ben
love
Chu
it.
is a very easy way to listen to. Like, I like, he's very affable. Like, Ben Chu is a very affable guy. So when he presents something, I'm very inclined to believe it and to like him. Like, he's a very likable guy. So they each have their strength, and I can feel that on Johnny's team.
Camille is the most dangerous thing they have on that team.
Like, she gets up
is
there.
so sweet and so cute and so likable. And she is sharp as a tack and can knife you before you even know the blade is between rib 2 and 3.
Yes.
That girl,
I
she
love
is
that.
amazing. She is amazing.
I wish Adam Waldman was still on their team though, because he was a killer
yeah.
like that. You know, he
Yeah.
was one of those people that disarm you. And he, some of them, Ben Chu's pretty knowledgeable in the case, but damn, Waldman put this case together. He was the first guy to hit it. That's why they want him. That's why they want him sunk, because you know, anybody that's talked about that enough, you know, they're vindictive. I mean, you know, when they're naming YouTubers, you know, myself, I thought, well, okay,
That was so ridiculous.
but they named Laura B. That's a Twitter user that pulls documents. I mean, that's pretty much all she does, and offers a little bit of commentary while pulling the documents. That's fucking vindictive.
Well, but the whole thing is you're also a bot, Umbrella guy. So, you know, it's really, beep boop, beep boop, right? I mean, you guys gotta, because we're all Russian bots.
Yes.
By the way, I had a lot of people who do data analysis, and I may have somebody on for my European stream, my Australia, Europe, and people not in America stream, and my morning stream. And they've been looking at the data analysis, and they've been saying that actually, you know, once again, when you look in these same bot sites that are cited by the pro-herd people saying, hey, on GitHub, you know, here's some links to information that points out that, you know, the Johnny team is using bots. It actually, if you really dig in the data, exposes how many of the bots are Amber bots. And some of the stuff you see them posting for Amber is ridiculous. Like, oh my God, she looks so good. She's so hot. She is the best. It's like, it doesn't even have to do with the case.
Believes that? Come on.
It doesn't even have to do with the case sometimes. It's just simping for Amber. Like just blind simping for Amber.
Oh wait, Tug's got his bot voice on.
You say bots? What? Hello, what's up?
Oh my goodness.
Confirmed, guys. Confirmed.
Actually, I believe that the bot strategy came from the Christina Taft, the one that was handing out the handbills. Because if you go to her website, like she's batshit crazy. I mean, she's
nuts.
Probably diagnosably crazy.
She got kicked out of the court.
She started making contact with their team around Roberta Kaplan, you know, when she was there.
Yes.
And that's when they came up with the bot strategy. So
wow.
Yeah.
Well, she was crazy. She was going up to like police officers and showing them like people's Twitter accounts and stuff of people that were just like spectators to try to get them thrown out. Yeah.
Crazy. I mean, and
nuts.
The whole baby story is just ridiculous. Like
weird.
I thought honestly one of the most poignant moments in this entire trial so far, again, as a layman, somebody who's not an attorney, but somebody who's just a regular Joe on this whole thing. Okay. I thought that a couple of days ago when they stopped their I can't remember the guy's name, but the statistician that came in there that was the expert talking about all the Google trends and all this kind of stuff, which I've talked about in my videos when it comes to stuff. I'm building one right now for Obi-Wan Kenobi this Friday. So this is not
that'll
a
be fun.
God, it's terrible. They're so desperate right now that they have already pre-mitigated the problems with this show by calling their fans racist if they don't like it.
But Valiant, that actually ties in because once again, a lot of people who are watching this for the first time, like who have been brought into it by LawTube or Tug or whoever else got them into this topic, they're for the first time realizing that the media is lying. I have a lot of people who say I'm a lefty.
Yes.
And it's the first time I'm realizing the media is not telling the truth.
I've been duped.
Time.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what that's what I was getting at when they got to that point. And I'm looking at this because I do math for a living for 20 years as a stockbroker, as a financial planner. And I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, I'm looking at the spikes in this graph and I'm like charts and graphs and price movements. I'm like, it's like every day.
Dude.
And I'm looking at this thing and I'm going, what is that big ass spike right there that is exponentially above everything else? And they finally get into it in the questioning, like, well, what was the biggest out of the 1.2 million tweets? What was the biggest? What was 895,275, whatever the hell it was, tweet? Justice for Johnny Depp. I'm like, well, that's it.
They introduced hashtag Amber Turd. That was amazing.
That was a huge cell phone. That was
I'm gonna have to jump because when I'm gonna have to jump because when you said stock and financial, my mind, I was like, you stock shelves? I thought stock boy. I was like, oh shit, I gotta go.
That's not time. Hey, listen guys, just one quick shout out. Please make sure if you're not subscribed, obviously go follow Tug. You probably are, but this guy has been working his ass off and he deserves all of the credit and respect he gets from this. Tug, thank you so much, man. I hope we can hang out some more throughout this. Appreciate it, brother. Peace. $50 super chat from Britt, who says, I do not know if Dr. Hare was smart or full of crap. However, all I needed to toss anything he said was, no one falls asleep like that. I immediately thought he has never seen Marines on deployment. We fall asleep anywhere, anytime. That's damn right. Right? He's never seen people who are actually tired. He's a fucking pretentious Duke prick. Sorry, I really hate Duke. I went to UNC. Like, it's real, guys. It's real. It's like internally embedded in us. I cannot not unhate Duke. Right? But it really, seriously though, he has not dealt with real life. He's clearly out of reality here. Ooh, and the most things he's done is like review papers. And you saw how pissed off he got when they said you haven't done any trials or you haven't done any actual clinical research on these topics. You've just read about them and wrote. And he's like, well, writing an article or wrote about them. He's like, writing an article is different than reading a full review article is different. It's hard. Okay, but you still haven't done any physical research, though. You haven't been in a lab, right? Like, you didn't answer the question, bro. Like, that's not the answer. You're clearly insecure about it. Like, clearly.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. I got paid $60,000 to be here, so who gives a shit?
And that's in Honestly Valiant, that's the point. That's the point. Clearly, he doesn't give a shit because he gets paid. I do give a shit about getting paid, and I do give a shit about my new members. Lopro, welcome to the Club of the Legal Mindset membership. By the way, we call it the Base Legal Mindset, or BLM. So welcome to BLM. You get the access to the emojis. You get the access to whenever you give chats. It's so quick on these days, but normally when the chat's a little bit slower, I try to catch your guys' comments if there's no super chats hanging out there. Let me catch a couple of these I missed. So Hooligan says, for $9.99, says, Amber Heard's court performance ended the comp testimony before it started. She is also past her Hollywood sell-by date. She is too old to hit it big and be an A-lister. May not be fair, but that's reality. What do you think about that, Christina?
Yes. You hate to see it, but it is what it is. I think that's true. And I think that she doesn't have that quality about her, and she doesn't have the good chemistry with people that she's in these movies with. It just doesn't seem, she doesn't have that star quality about her. She's like the side character. You know what I mean? She's the sidekick.
She's a sidekick. She's a side character. She's the one who's like, don't open your mouth, honey. Just stay on the stripper pole. Like, that's all you need to be in this movie. Like, you're just that, right? That's your role. And that's not star quality. That's NPC quality. That's literally backup, backup quality.
And
that's
we've been told that, oh, Amber's so well read and all of this. She doesn't come off that way. When she was up there on the stand, she just... nothing about that said well-read, well-rounded individual. She's very unstable. And that's the other thing. I can't imagine her being a really successful, like, A-list actor with her mental disorders, with her mental instability.
So here's hashtag Mira. So if you see this bullshit about like Mira being the main character and all sorts of stuff, it's like, you know who could play Mira and have great chemistry? Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Poor Mira deserved better than to be played by Amber Turd. Here, meet your new Mira. Yes. By the way, you know what? It's totally off topic, and you've seen Cowboy Bebop, right, Christina? But
of course,
you know what pissed me off about the argument that no one could do like a sexy fae? The fact that there's like 1 million cosplayers that have done a sexy fae before.
Yes.
Like, so when they were saying it's not possible with the costume, I'm like, that's full cap, right?
Yes.
Safe to say Aquaman and Mira are no longer a thing. She did what? Yep, right there in the bed.
She shit the clamshell.
She shit the clamshell. Oh, this is glorious, guys. Hey, so let me keep moving on these. So the next one here was Nawai for £2. Said, did Elon Musk donate and pledge the goo from the boo for the boo? That's the theory. The theory is that it's not been proven. We don't have the deets, but there's a theory. There's a rumor. You could call it scuttlebutt. But we like the butt, the scuttle. We like it over here. Simple Old Soldier. $4.99. Valiant. Didn't you notice it is that umbrella for LOL? That's literally how it's read. It's didn't you notice it is that umbrella for LOL? I don't know what that meant.
Curious.
CB Haas 189 said Dr. Spiegel equals bad guy from bad guy from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
wait, what was that? Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I missed that.
But that's Christopher Lloyd. Christopher Lloyd was the bad guy from it's Christopher Lloyd.
Judge Doom.
It's Christopher Lloyd. Yeah.
Judge Doom. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what we thought. That's why we're making the 1.21 gigawatts joke for Back to the Future, because that's also Christopher Lloyd.
Yes.
Judge Doom, Doc Brown. Yes. Classic 80s. Yeah.
100%.
He looks like a Muppet too. Let's be real.
Like
He's
Sam
a
Eagle.
Muppet.
He probably actually played one of the Muppets at some point.
Yes.
I love this is a comment right at $10 super chat. This came in. Sadina said, you can be a very pretty girl, but as soon as you open your mouth, that all goes down the drain. Her career is over. Justice for Johnny. As soon as she opened her mouth and lied and became her beauty. This I think where she's going with this, and I agree with this, is that no matter how beautiful you are, if you open your mouth and vile things flow out of it, that value you had from that beauty is completely depleted.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. It's better to open your mouth and have things go in than bad things come out.
Exactly.
Or nothing. Or say nothing.
Or
it's
nothing.
the grandma rule. Say nothing at all. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Just shut the fuck up. And Amber Heard has never been told to her face to shut up. So just
exactly.
Stop, Amber.
That's how I feel about it. I mean, you can tell she's not a pleasant person to be around. She's not somebody that would make a good like companion. You know, who would want to wake up next to that? Right. I mean, you want somebody that's like a good conversationalist, someone that's easy to get along with. She's
not a partner. That's a pump and dump, Valiant.
To get along with.
I want to be very clear. I want to be very clear here. That's different. You're like, just once. I'm like, that is not what we're talking about here.
No, I know. You said who would want to wake up next to that? I'm like, well, there's some guys out there that would go like, well, once, you know.
No. Valiant. You have not been on my Smash or Pass Female Psychos episode,
I have watched your Smash or Pass.
Okay. I do those.
You modded me at 4 a.m. watching you do this shit. I was like, why was I still awake? Because I'd fallen asleep the night before. Anyway.
Oh my goodness.
So next we go. Kareen, not Karen, with a $9.99 super chat. She was in Danish Girl, but she was a small supporting actress role.
Yes.
Amber Heard was never a star in Aquaman. Nicole Kidman was a big female star in that movie. Pay me $60K. Witnesses were, I think, good in Johnny's case. Yeah.
And Nicole didn't like her. Nicole thought she was a bitch.
Yep. Pip Thespian for $2 says, rename Rum Diaries to Run, It's Diarrhea. Eric Wunberg for $5 says, excellent to see you on Yellow Flash Saturday at Triumph. Yes, that was fucking awesome. I love the intersection between like law and culture and pop culture, because we see more like how they try to influence laws through pop culture. Disney is a great example, right? These things, these parts of pop culture, these parts of our narratives, of our cultural narratives, work their way into law. And on my channel, some other lawyers like to just look at the law, and I respect them for that. They think it maintains their objectivity. I never pretend to be perfectly objective. I look at these things and say, hey, I can see where this is going, looking at the broader narrative. And this is how it's going to go play in court. Because we see right now, let me point out what we saw today in court. The mainstream media was putting out this line about imperfect victims. They did that before today's testimony.
You caught that.
Before today's testimony. They led with, we need to start trusting imperfect victims. I believe Richard Hogue is actually going to have on the author who wrote the Trust Impartial Imperfect Victims article, which is fine. He's allowed to do that. I would never have a hack like that on, but I mean, some people need to be objective. I can't.
Andrew, do you know what that is? That whole issue with believe imperfect victims is? It's a tacit admission of failure of believe all women.
It is.
Yes.
The whole believe all women has fallen apart.
Yes.
Because they have gotten, not just with the Amber Heard thing, it was with the Rolling Stone article and what was it, Virginia Tech or UVA that won the suit, or at least out of court got a settlement from them because they knew that the whole article was bullshit with quote unquote the dolphin love culture. I don't want to say the R word on YouTube.
Dolphin, no, do not.
Yeah,
so it's but the point is that,
and then yet Lena Dunham in her book came out, admitted, oh, okay, she made that up. The guy that she said that did that to her was like, it was a composite of a bunch of guys in a fake story.
And she did it to her own sister.
Yes, exactly. Those two stories is literally how the R word culture started.
Yes.
That is what started it. Was the UVA story in Rolling Stone magazine? They turned out to be fake as much as Jesse Smollet's stupid story. Juicy, yeah, that famous French actor, Juicy.
Don't even get me started.
Now here we are with Amber. This is the last re for these people. This is the last re.
Yes,
the last re.
Hold on. Valiant. Christina, please, for us.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
But wait, we have to add a sneed in there too. Sneed. Okay.
Yeah. This is the last bit of this for these guys and girls. This is it, and this is why they have admitted they've failed, and now they are lowering the bar. We have gone from hashtag believe all women to hashtag you might have fucked up. I mean, this is
like victims aren't perfect. You know, sometimes they are actually the abusers. You know, that's part of not being perfect. You know,
it's like
believe them anyway.
Take this down a couple of notches because nobody believes our bullshit anymore.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Yep. Somebody did something somewhere with somebody and something. Sorry.
That's all they got. I mean, that's all they got.
This is it.
That's all they got. Tank Rat says for 100, I think is that AED? I don't know. Is that Dubai currency, right? Probably. Tug, that tweet from @TruthOfAmber you posted, I was going to reply to it. One is Amber Heard and the other is hashtag Vasquez Assassin. But that account is gone. Yeah, a lot of times that'll happen. Like you'll want to go retweet something, and I've had that happen where a account like disappears. Sometimes they get them, guys. They report them. Especially the Amber people are reporting accounts. So, and we try to. The only defense against that is that with LawTube and now everybody on this, we will call that shit out immediately, and it will get exposed to hundreds of thousands, millions of people. So now they got to fucking watch themselves. They got to check themselves before they wreck themselves. When our videos were being taken down and made private, they were just made private midstream. We called that shit out, and they fixed it, and they never said why that was happening, which is they never gave the reason. And I still maintain that it could have been because of mass reporting. Maria Holman says Zendaya is pronounced Zendaya.
Oh,
I've heard it both ways. Excusez-moi. I
Yeah.
have never heard, honestly, I've never heard her pronounce her name. I've always said it Zendaya. I'm going to keep saying it Zendaya because that's the way I say it. If you want to say it Zendaya, that's fine. You know, if she told me personally, this is my rule. If someone tells me to my face to say it that way, or if I hear them say it, that's fine. I'm not intentionally pronouncing anything wrong. If someone tells me, okay, that's fine. But otherwise, it's the way it is.
Yeah.
Tony T says, $10. The weird doctor reminds me of Seth Green when he plays the guy with a small hand in Scary Movie.
Oh God.
Take my strong hands. Bets on the Back Road says, how come they don't use statistical methods to substantiate claims? She gave no significance based on actual numbers, all speculation. Valiant, you do a lot of number stuff. So why do you think they don't use statistical methods to substantiate more claims?
Talking about, okay, specifically on what though?
Well,
maybe the first
part I mean, because they weren't specific, but let's just talk about it in the entertainment, because you know about entertainment. So why don't you think she used numbers? Why do you think she just kind of was very vague and didn't actually use numbers in that instance?
Talking about Catherine Arnold.
Catherine Arnold. Yes. Hollywood Karen. Yes.
I was actually surprised she didn't use more. I mean, if I'm going to be hired, and this is why I'm not trying to be rude about this, or
it's my channel. You can be however you are about it.
I don't know anything personally about this lady, and I'm not trying to be personally insulting. This is a purely professional discussion. My response to her professional witness statements, I don't understand them. If somebody was going to pay me that much money to hop up on a stand and defend a multi tens of millions of dollar case, both in the suit and the countersuit, hundreds of millions potentially, I guess, if you total everything up. I might want to come on there with a little bit more specificity. Just me, especially if I'm being paid a.
So you would bring numbers. You would actually bring numbers.
I would bring numbers. I mean, I would go in there and I'm like, okay, let's make a reasonable, a connection here between what is Miss Heard's earning potential going forward based on where she was up until moment X. And then let's project from that point using statistical data that we have available to us based on most closely alignable apples to apples comparisons with other actresses of her age and her stature in Hollywood and move that forward. What I did not like was the fact that they kept hinging everything on Aquaman. Okay, whoopee-doo. She was in Aquaman. There have been plenty of actresses and bit players that have been, and she was a bit player. I'm sorry. You can say she was Mira and all this. I don't even know if Mira has ever had her own comic book in the DC universe, to my knowledge. I don't know. Okay, you can go out there and say, well, if Mira had a very successful 25-year run of a comic book series and all this, and now she's Mira. I didn't see any testimony to that effect. Sorry. But there's lots of movies out there. Joker starring Joaquin Phoenix. Okay. In 2019, just before the coof hit and shut all the theaters down. That was a movie with a $50 million budget from DC, from Warner, from Walter Hamada. Okay. Who they brought up in court today. That movie did almost 1.1 billion, almost did the same thing as Aquaman. On a budget that was less than one third of Aquaman's. That was a freaking hit. That was a sleeper hit. Okay. Can anybody remember any of the women in that film?
Nope.
Can anybody remember anybody other than Joaquin Phoenix playing Joker? Nope. No. Can anybody remember anybody in Aquaman? Take Amber Heard out for a second. The fact that that because
I will say, hold on, though. I will say, I do remember for Joker. Now that you said it really quick, it took me a second because here's the thing: in the front of my mind is Joaquin Phoenix, but I will say Jack Nicholson.
No, Heath Ledger.
You mean Robert De Niro?
Oh, sorry, was it Robert De Niro? See,
De Niro was the TV show host in the movie.
Oh
no! Oh no! You're
the
right.
other Joker.
Oh no! You're saying other. I thought you other people who played the Joker. I'm sorry.
Oh no! I mean,
okay.
I'm sorry. Clarification. Other people that were playing in the Joker movie with
Oh,
Joaquin.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I misunderstood you. I
I
misunderstood
know
you.
it's
Okay,
cool.
yeah.
I know. I see.
Nope.
Where
Yeah,
you
Heath
said
Ledger
Jack
and like,
Nicholson,
yeah,
it clicked.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
you're totally right. You're
Yeah.
totally right. Just
Okay,
different
sorry.
context.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
point is that you can say this about these Hollywood starlets that come in here and say, "Oh, well, her career would have, jettisoned, blah, 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 or would have taken off and all this kind of great." Well, that's all supposition. That is all theory and conjecture. That does not always happen, and that is what Team Depp was trying to break down in the cross today. Was that okay? All we can say with specificity, all we can say definitively about Miss Heard is the fact that she had apparently, because I didn't hear anything to the contrary, a 2-movie contract or a potentially 3-movie contract with Warner Brothers. The first of which she had a 55-second appearance screen time in Justice League. She then was in Aquaman and I forget what the screen time was, but obviously it was much longer. It was maybe 15, 20 minutes. I don't know for sure. I'm throwing it out there. But she was somebody that had a very healthy amount of screen time. She was paid $1 million for that. She had an option in her contract. She was optioned for $2 million, that if Warner Brothers and Walter Hamada were to pull the trigger on Aquaman 2 based on the performance of Aquaman 1, that's what her contracted rate would be. Now, they had this theory and conjecture again from Miss Arnold today in renegotiations. Now, let me bring up something that nobody has talked about yet. Nobody. So I'm going to ruin this here because I'm not even going to do a video on this because I don't have time. You get the exclusive.
Yes.
Got it.
Here it
I
is.
appreciate that.
Here it is.
Do it. Give it to me, baby.
Bullshit. Because let me tell you what. Anybody that has to look up right now, if you are familiar with the name David Zazlov, because I have been covering Mr. Zazlov now for almost the past year. I did a video last summer on my channel on Valiant Renegade called The New Sheriff in Town. And as a financial planner, as a stockbroker, I look at this, but I take this into the entertainment industry. Well, if you don't know who Mr. David Zazlov is, David Zazlov is the new head honcho of everything that is Warner Brothers. And he just came in the fold in the last 30 to 60 days. And David Zazlov has been firing motherfuckers over there left and right.
Oh, shit.
He don't play. He don't play. David Zazlov, like Hollywood is one of these things where, well, let's just do the artistic stuff. Forget about the money. No. David Zazlov is, does it make money? Good. You can keep your job. Does it not make money? Fuck off. This is the thing. When AT&T last year, they announced, because AT&T, at the last time that Amber Heard made a video for Warner Brothers, AT&T and John Stankey, who is the CEO and chairman of the board of AT&T, they owned Warner Brothers. Okay? They spun Warner Brothers off. They made a decision last year to get rid of them after buying them just a few years ago. Why did AT&T buy Warner Brothers? What was AT&T suckered in by? Guess what, folks? The promise of the DCEU would rival the MCU and the Marvel Cinematic Universe in terms of box office revenue.
No.
I'm dead serious.
Big oof.
Did they really believe that? Did they really
Yes.
believe that?
This is what go back
They were
and look.
so high. They were
Go
so
back
high.
and look at when John Stankey and AT&T, yes, the same AT&T phone company that you probably have, bought Warner Media because they were convinced that the building at that point, because they were just coming off the successes of the Chris Nolan Batman movies. Remember what I brought up earlier when they were talking about, how Aquaman was the biggest thing of the DC bullshit. No, it was The Dark Knight. It was Chris Nolan, 1.5 million, I believe, almost. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that I just had a brain fart that played the Joker. My God,
Heath
chat, help
Ledger.
me out here.
Heath Ledger,
Thank
Heath
you,
Ledger.
Heath Ledger. I brain fart.
Yeah, no, best Joker,
Absolutely
hands down, Heath
Best
Ledger.
Joker.
Yes,
Exquisite
best Joker.
performance
Let's
in
be
that
real.
movie.
Oh, God.
And they were coming off of that. AT&T was seeing what was happening over at the Walt Disney Company after Robert Iger, the CEO of the Walt Disney Company, had purchased the Marvel universe back in the mid to late 2000s. Okay, brought them in, and then they started the MCU. People like Jon Favreau who's now over there trying to save Star Wars from a sudden death at this point.
I think it's on life support right now.
It is. And he was the one, Jon Favreau was one of the guys that was the architects of the MCU that we know today. Okay. And Kevin Feige. What John Stankey and AT&T expected was Warner Brothers to recreate that level of $20 billion over the course of 10 years, $20 billion in gross box office receipts, not including merch, not including DVD and Blu-ray and 4K sales, not including third-party licensing out there to television like HBO or Showtime or Netflix or anything else like that. We're talking about overall probably somewhere in the vicinity of a $40 to $50 billion gross empire. That is what AT&T expected from Warner Brothers.
Yikes.
It didn't happen.
They did not even close.
Okay, not even close. And
That's
it didn't
so
happen.
sad.
You look at Batman v Superman, you look at Justice League, all these movies they were talking about today. And this is the point. And I'm sorry that took a long time to set up, but this is the context that you need. And this is why I was screaming today listening to this witness. I'm like, Jesus God, put me in there as an expert consultant. Please, I will shatter this whole thing right now. And then as soon as he said something about, do you know more than Walter Hamada? And that bitch couldn't answer the question. And I'm like,
because she knew. She's like, oh, she was like, oh, you can read it to me.
Oh,
you can read his statements because I haven't read them. I don't know what I'm talking about.
And this is the point, because Walter Hamada is desperately trying to hang on to his job right now. David Zaslav has already shit-canned Jason Kilar. He's about to shit-can Walter Hamada. I don't think any of these people are going to be around. And if they're not already, I know Jason Kilar is already out. He was the guy that came up with the whole idea about putting everything on Warner Brothers and HBO Max last year, including some DCEU movies like The Suicide Squad, day and date release on HBO Max. This is the kind of financial business stuff that I cover on my channel. And when they were talking about this today, I'm like, no. Because here's the thing. I don't, for a second, this is the point. After all that's going on, David Zaslav has been firing people over there at Warner Media since the trust and the merger was just completed in the last month. AT&T has spun off Warner Media. It is now out. AT&T doesn't have it anymore. It is merged with Discovery.
What?
That's what you call a loss leader. That's a loss leader.
That's embarrassing.
No, let me tell you why. David Zaslav has been the head and the president of the Discovery Networks for over a decade. Really? That man is a genius. That man knows where the money is, and he spends things on what makes money. Most people don't understand the Discovery Networks is not just the Discovery Channel. It's like 20 different channels. This is
part of a reassessment, because we've talked about this, a broader reassessment. I mean, Netflix is undergoing it right now.
Yes.
A lot of other corporations are having this reckoning where they're saying, okay, we can't just make shit content anymore. We have to make good.
Hollywood is screaming. They are screaming right now.
Content. Right?
We have to make things people like.
We can't, because we're losing to anime right now. Like literally, we're like getting housed by anime right now. So like we need to really work on this.
This is part of the final is that the money and look, we're going into an economic area right now where some people think that we're going into recession. We have inflation rising. We have money tightening.
Yeah.
What are the first things being slashed right now from Disney and Netflix and everybody else? It's all
the fat.
Yeah. Yes.
Trim the fat. Trim the fat. Yes.
As soon as money gets tightened. So the point is, when it comes to this case, here's the thing. I don't believe for a second that her damn contract would have been renegotiated, not in this environment. And this is where we are right now. And because no, she's like, because Zaslav is the kind of guy that would have been like, you're not Zendaya. You're not Zendaya. You're not this, you're not this.
Straight up,
she's like, I'm sorry. She's like,
bitch, you're not Zendaya.
Honey, look, we want you to be here. You have a signed contract for $2 million. You can do this movie and get paid $2 million, or you can fuck off. I don't care. That is David Zaslav. I'm telling you right now,
I love that energy. We need that energy. That energy is good.
Shit. Yeah. And because he's like, you're what character in what movie? Like, I got bigger fish to fry than you. Right. I want more money. Oh, well,
And she's gonna be, but Valiant,
What do you bring to the table?
She's gonna be as big or bigger than Jason Momoa. Her income projections, the numbers she were using, is bigger than Jason Momoa.
Unbelievable.
That is, who believes that? And what
No one
universe would you
does.
believe that?
No.
It's preposterous.
No, that's the point.
Let me run these super chats. We got a huge bank waiting for it. I will get this one first, so it's hilarious. So let's hold you to that statement, Slick. John Yarber, not Johnny Arbor. So, hey, listen, it's all runs together. So, John Yarber, 07 for 10. Thank you so much. Love the show, by the way. Joe hates the driving jokes. Send him 2 $10 super chats. He would not read them. You know what that means? Send him more. But
yes.
So, but anyways, I appreciate it, man. And over here on my channel, I read all the super chats, and I'm about to read some ones in a second. I see them right here. They're not very flattering, and I'm still going to read them. Bryce Byerly, Dr. Spiegel reminds me of Tony Fauci's less likable and more arrogant older brother.
True.
Tony T.
Accurate.
Tony T. He actually looks like Fire Marshal Bill, Jim Carrey's character from In Living Color. Carolyn Crocker for 4 says the medication Seroquel is an antipsychotic. You can definitely pass out on it, and in the morning can cause brain fog.
Ooh.
Cheryl Meme says, I'm almost 70. I've only seen a few Johnny Depp movies. I love Jason Momoa and had no idea about Amber Heard was in it until the trial. I came to it with zero bias. Amber Heard is a conniving witch. I'm 100% on Johnny Depp's side. This woman is 70 years old. By the way,
he'd love to
shout out to Based Cheryl. Appreciate you being on my channel. Welcome to the channel. One and all, you are welcome. But I'm sorry, I'm going to use some language that might not be approved for the whole family. So hopefully the kids aren't in the same room. Laura Flint says, sent Rum Diary clip to Legal Mindset Twitter. It's only 50 seconds and the quote at the end is gold. Laura, I will dig through after this. My Twitter is spammed right now, so I need to go through to get that, but I'll get it on my next stream. Heather says, Heather Parabeck says, as a COTA, I have the mini mental and slums memorized. Simple screenings to know whether I need to dive into cognition. I would love to admit that to that doctor. Clearly the doctor didn't know what the fuck he was talking about, so you'd be more educated than him. It sounds like you know more than he does. Virtual Loner says Dr. Spiegel equals Chris Elliott, small hand guy from Scary Movie 2. That's 2 of you.
Yes.
Fighting U6 sent a $1 super chat, no message. Tammy Kit said, I want the drugs their expert witness was on.
Yes.
I mean,
whatever the heck Dr. Spiegel was on, we all.
Sometimes there's not a huge separation between patient and doctor. Let me put it that way, guys. Let me put it that way. Michael Tukin says, I would love to dig into that data if you need a hand, brother. Yeah, Mike, if you want to come on a different time, I'll send you the morning one if you can make the morning. And then if you can't make tomorrow morning EST, right, then I'll send you one for tomorrow evening at this time. So if you can make it either one of the times to go in the data, that would be awesome because I want to show that the beepity boop, that the bot city is on Amber's side of the fence. Jonathan Jenkins says Dr. Schmiegel and Judge Doom separated by birth. Michael again. Here you go. I'm reading it. 99 super chat. This is how low I will whore myself out for. Says go to hell, Carolina, NCSU. Right?
Oh.
See, I will read it, guys. I will read it. I'm not Joe, right? Hashtag 50% less Hebrew. All right. Sedina Man with a $10 super chat. You can be a very pretty girl, but as soon as you open your mouth, it all goes down the drain. Oh, we read that one. Max Mura with the yen, the funny money, 250 says Amber Heard in DC makes Brie Larson and Marvel almost look good. Oh my God. Do you see the parallels there, Valiant, between Brie and Amber?
Oh God! Don't even get me started on that one.
Sorry, I'm not trying to become the quartering here and make a million Brie videos.
But you know what? You're not. That's actually not.
Well, you're not a simp though. So.
It's not a terrible comparison.
No, we're not.
Right now, the MCU is trying to get rid of Brie.
Yes.
The same way that Warner DC is trying to get rid of Amber at this point.
Yeah.
Cut losses.
Yeah. That's actually a great example. Is that they are trying to get rid of Brie because Brie's an unsufferable biatch. Like in everybody's
There's no
work.
Captain Marvel 2. There was supposed to be Captain Marvel 2. What did it become? The Marvels.
Yeah.
She can't even have her own movie to herself anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody knows. Everybody literally knows. Sorry, I gotta get this one. I'm going in order here, but John Yarber sent another good one. That's why I love the mindset grifter. By the way, Christina, sweetheart, we'll get you some subs so you can turn the light on.
Oh,
Valiant,
come on.
big fan of black. Yeah, man, this guy, he's just going in on all of you. You know, Christina's got the lights off, Valiant's in black.
Oh,
Look at this.
man.
It's going hard on all
like
of you guys.
black.
The lighting situation figured
Oh, well,
out.
yeah, I have it
Yeah,
down right now
yeah,
because
yeah.
it's late at night. I'm just when I turn it all
It's
on.
done. Yeah,
my daughter's
yeah.
walking back and forth. I'm just trying to keep
I
that
put on
back
the
out so she
pinball
can
machine.
kind of
You've gotta illuminate. Apparently, you've got to fully illuminate like Camille.
watch
like,
my
sending
videos.
from
Like,
heaven,
I
you know?
have like the background lit up in the day when I make the videos. Like at night, I kind of tone it down because like I said, my oldest, she's walking back and forth because her room's upstairs. The rest of the house is over there. So I gotta,
It's like deal with dad right now. He's grifting.
Yeah, exactly. She knows.
Chunky monkey.
Nerd. I can't believe you're on YouTube.
Aw.
It's like I can't believe people subscribe to you, Dad.
She can shut up.
Chunky
She got in her first car wreck the other day, so she can.
Oh.
She's
she's
fine.
all right.
Everybody
She's
was
all right.
fine.
Okay.
It was
Oh.
fender
You
bender.
gotta quickly follow up with that. Like,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Chunky Monkey $5 says, if the trial was a movie, who would any of you believe it, and what would the title be? That's a good one. What would you title this movie, Christina?
Wait, what?
The movie of the if the trial was a movie, if the trial is a movie.
Okay, good question.
And chat, you tell me too. Chat, if the trial was a movie, what is the title? Go, Christina.
Fear and Loathing in Virginia.
That's a good one. I like that one. Valiant.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Because I don't have anything else. I at short notice, I'm sitting here. I have no idea.
Yeah. Aquaman 3, Revenge of Captain Sparrow. It's just great. Let's see, we got what's here. Unheard Lies, That Crime,
I
That
like
Turd
this.
Down Under, Dog Shit Crazy, Turd Headed, Dumb Girl, Amber Turd the Movie, Gone Girl 2, That
Yes.
Crazy Bitch, Circuit Court, Clusterfuck, Face of Lies,
Oh my god.
Turd Out of Herd, Gone Girl 2, Even Goner, What If Any, Turd in the Punch Bowl, The Pirate and the Turd,
Oh my god.
Who Shat the Bed, Crazy Bitch Goes to Court.
I got
Lies.
a real movie title. I know what I would use for this. And then this is one. This might
Pirates and Poop.
somebody
Sorry, I had
mentioned
to get that.
Nicole Kidman earlier. And
Yeah.
how about since Alec Baldwin has been in the news lately? I got the perfect title for this.
Go ahead.
Malice.
Oh,
Do you remember this movie?
I love it.
Yes.
Yes.
That
was a good one.
that was
That was
a
a good one.
great legal thriller.
Yes.
That was a great story where Alec Baldwin play. I swear to God,
Great
Alec
movie.
Baldwin played himself.
Mhm.
Tell me he didn't. He was in that movie. He played a physician, and he has
He
this
always
line. He's
plays
like, "If you
himself.
want to know where God was, he was in operating room 2 on 9:30 in the morning." He was talking about himself. I'm like, the dude literally played his own ego in that film. And this whole thing, it was a whole legal setup. The whole movie's about a legal setup to screw Nicole Kidman's husband. And watch it and tell me it doesn't remind you of this trial. Just tell me.
I'm just reading. I just put up
my
the super
God.
chats, guys. I just put up the super chats. And I let everybody make their own decision. Friggin' dollar turn.
Oh my goodness.
Silence
You
is
guys
hard,
are
yeah.
wild.
Okay. Dude, I love you guys. Like literally,
If
you
it was
guys
the
are the
name of
best.
a song, would it be Red Wine? Okay, no.
Yes.
There we go. Here we go.
Boxed wine.
Turd say an ejaculation.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, you guys are killing me. I literally Amber's Chocolate Factory. I've actually seen that one before over the
Oof.
Willy Wonka, meme. It's like Johnny Willy Wonka, Amber Heard Chocolate Factory.
Yes.
So good. Thank you guys. I mean, you guys make me fucking laugh, and this is what some levity makes it a little better to know that somebody was really done wrong here.
It
That's
definitely
true.
does. But hey, look, I'm going to cut in. I'm sorry because we got almost 5,000 people watching. We have 2.3 thousand likes.
Smash
Come
it.
on,
Smash that
guys.
like, please. I think at this point, with as many as we have in here, the last time I said this, we had like 3,000. We got to 1,000. We got to 2,000. We're at 2,300 now. We have had over 5,000 in this chat just a few minutes ago. Please smash that like. Let's get to 3,000. Share this sucker out on the social medias, Facebook and Twitter. Help this whole team out, especially Andrew for hosting this. This guy doesn't sleep. I don't know how.
He never sleeps.
I slept for 2 hours last night. It was literally, it was the worst.
Sent
It was
me
the
a
fucking
text
worst.
at like 4 a.m. Hey, I'm about to go live. Do you want to come on? I'm like, motherfucker, I'm not in Korea. I'm like, oh my God.
I'm not gonna say, oh, bitch. What's up?
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, I
What
appreciate
is
the
up?
invite, and I will always come on if I'm available. It was perfect timing
Right.
tonight. It was great. I love being here, but my God,
Yeah.
this dude never sleeps. I hope this trial ends soon so that guys like Andrew and Nick and Joe and Legal and all these other people can sleep. Finally, please.
Yes.
It's bad enough.
The timing is crazy because I actually moved my trip back to the United States. I was actually supposed to leave on Wednesday. I'm very glad I'm not because that would mess up my coverage here. But I'm actually leaving on Saturday, which for us is actually part of Friday. So I may not get to see the verdict. I'm going to be streaming early. So I'll be the first one on. I'm probably going to actually, guys, this Friday, just for Friday, not any other day. I probably will just hang out and like watch the closings because I'm going to watch them anyways. So I will stream at least part of the closings, at least the first part of it. Maybe not all of it, but at least the first part of it. And then I'll dump the stream into somebody else's streaming. So if you guys want to hang out and get at least my take or, on the first part, that'll be cool. I'm going to try to invite a lot of other folks to hang out.
Miami, or what are you doing?
So I am going to, I'm flying back to Miami. I will be going to Orlando. I know, like Drunk 3PO, I was like, yo, I'll get a beer with you because I got to go up there and hang out with my friends. One of my friends got engaged up there. So I'm going to go tell him I'm very sorry.
That's not a meetup date.
Very sorry
to do with me and John.
for you. And you're putting that leash on yourself, but that's fine. But I'll be cool to meet up with people. And then I'm going to go to be in Miami for a bit and then go to Texas. So I may meet up with people in Texas, but also I'm thinking of coming back from Matsuri. Like I'm so insane. I'm coming back at the end of June and I might come back to Matsuri because everyone's going to be at Matsuri in Houston. So I may come back for that just to fucking meet everybody because that would be a fun time. So I'm thinking about it. All right. Kelly Whaley says, 99. Is there any chance Amber's juvenile record being unsealed and used? Could it ever come in with this trial? Rumors possibly, but it would not help to confirm a past carriage. It's not coming in. It's not going to come in at this point. They would have already, if they were going to do it, they would have brought it already when her criminal record came up, when they brought up those issues.
What is that rumor going around that she like murdered someone? Like,
once again, let me be very fucking clear because I'm not going to catch a defamation case here. Is that there's no fucking proof. There's no proof.
I don't
no proof
see any. Like that just seems like a
she
DUI
was in a
to me or
DUI.
something.
She was in a DUI. Whether or not somebody died as a result of that, there's no evidence. I haven't seen any of it all. There's certain timelines that tend to line up when her best friend allegedly died with the DUI.
Right.
Like those timelines do generally line up. Does that prove it happened? No. I have not seen anything conclusive. However, that's a rumor that is out there. I'm just saying that the rumors out there, rumors are oftentimes not true. But once again, a criminal record as a youth is nothing great for her look. Certainly she's not the fucking saint that she paints herself to be.
No, and
you guys are still sending in. You guys are still sending in great ones. You heard the turd, the Run Diaries. Dr. Spiegel wanted to say so bad. 1.21 gigawatts.
See, I'm not the only one that says that. I was begging for that line.
Max Mura said, Valiant Renegade is the Bill James baseball quant god of movie business. Andrew equals the white Rick James of law.
I'm Rick James, bitch. Fuck your couch. So many Dave Chappelle references tonight. Welcome aboard. We thank you for being here. We don't know what we're doing.
Random Ghosty says, Spiegel looks like a gray-haired Gargamel. Sharon Bates, 199, no message there. Lee Carr said, a possible title for the documentary on Amber Heard, Aquaturd, the Amber Heard story. Matrix says, can you please explain how Johnny Depp's team can bring in Jennifer House testimony in without introducing hearsay? Does it work differently for rebuttal? Thanks, y'all. Found you on Ricada as well as Tug. So literally check out my last video. I went through the declaration. I went through it bit by bit. I do it at the very end of my last video. I go through the Howell Declaration, the whole thing. So I'm not going to redo that right now because I did the whole thing and I gave my best argument. They're not going to get all of it in. Some of it is hearsay, but they have arguments for parts of it, especially what Jennifer House saw. Remember, anything you see, sense, experience, also exclamations can come in. You know, if you say something like, holy shit, that can come in. It's not meant to, they say, prove the truth of the matter asserted. It's not like a conversation. It's more like an exclamation, right? It's like, for example, if you saw a gun, you'd be like, oh, wow, oh, crap, a gun. It's not meant to say like a conversation about the gun, like, oh, my, that is a great gun you have, and the details on the gun are nice. It's just like, oh, this guy was scared, and he was so scared that he yelled, oh, shit, it's a gun, right? It's more to prove his state of mind. It's more to prove the reaction and everything else involved in that. So stuff like that can come in. So there's a lot of testimony that you can get in with exceptions. Jennifer Howell's testimony won't all come in, but could a lot of it come in? Yeah. Yeah, it could. What happened here? $5 New Zealand says, how about we believe facts? Telling the truth isn't bound to gender. The whole movement was idiotic from the get-go. Let me be clear. I've always said, yeah, this isn't bound to gender. The problem is that the mainstream media in a lot of countries, especially you're from New Zealand, I hear it's like this in New Zealand. Tell me if I'm wrong. But they're covering this from the turd perspective, from the Amber Heard perspective, and only from a perspective, and taking the hashtag believe all women, hashtag this is an imperfect witness, we need to believe her because women are important. They are making it to the gender issue. We're just responding and saying that's preposterous. This does not need to be an issue. Men too. Men are victims too of domestic violence. Let's acknowledge that. And I can agree with, I said this the other day, I can agree with we should take all investigations seriously. But everybody needs due process. And the court of public opinion needs to shut the fuck up until we've got evidence to prove that the people have done what they're alleged for. And here's another one too. If someone gives a false allegation, I believe they should be punished just as severely as the crime that they're alleging.
Yes.
We need to disincentivize that. Jussie Smollett is the prime example.
The loser pays law.
It is vile. It is vile and disgusting to allege that someone committed a race crime like Smollett did. It is vile and disgusting to allege a sex crime like Amber Heard did and for it to be false, because all true victims are shamed by this. And I'm not saying the threshold for making them, for making a false claim should be high. I'm not saying that they are bound to prove it, required to prove it 100%. All I'm saying is if there's proof they faked it, if there's proof they lied like Smollett had, there needs to be consequences. There need to be consequences. So I'm going to continue here. Rule Retreated said, watching her, I couldn't help but see Kathleen Turner as Beverly Sutton. By the way, baby girl Kidman doesn't like anyone. I didn't know that about her. Does she really not like anybody?
She seems like that. I buy that.
You buy that vibe, Christina? You pick up that vibe off her? Okay. The girl that doesn't play well with other girls?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Monkey Planet says, you want someone that isn't going to stab you in your back with your birthday present. Oof. Oof. Sugar Angel Steph, what if any chance does Amber sue her lawyers next? I mean, she won't prevail. I mean, they're not at that point. Like, they would have to be coming in drunk and like real bad. Southern Miss for $5 says, Dr. S knew he lost credibility during the cross when the voice started sounding like Mariah Carey. Judith Taylor says, I've donated to several LawTube channels this week. I've noticed frequent LinkedIn searches on my name. Why would my name be searched? Judith, you got to be careful because a lot of people are Amber bots and they are coming after you. And I would actually recommend for anybody, I know you may be new to YouTube, you can change your name. Please change your name to a pseudonym. I'm being very serious for you guys. Or you know what? If you don't want to put don't take out your last name, please. Just it's for you guys' own safety, whatever. But just literally just take out it. You can put like, for example, you see like Anna's got M here. I'm not saying Anna's actual last name. That could be a completely fake name, right? I could say my name is Captain Winner. Captain fucking badassery, right? Right. That doesn't need to be your actual name. So please do change it. And honestly, these Amber Heard people are psychotic.
Yeah,
so,
they're nuts.
So please be careful. Fluffy Yellow, $2 says Amber has copycats coming out of the interwebs. Yep. John Yarber says, oh, sorry, I got that one already. Mr. Cut and Paste. I almost said Mr. Other word. See you next Tuesday.
You mean that word that Johnny calls Amber and everybody else on his staff?
Yeah, I was like this close because I was like, and I looked, I was like, That's not what I think it says.
Thank
$4.99
you,
super
Mr.
chat.
Rottenborn.
Aging Gen Xer. My first thought on Dr. Spiegel was Abe Vigdola, Mr. Fish of Barney Miller. Pull up the pic. Thank you. I don't have time right now to pull a pic, but I will pull up a pic at some point. Truth, lies, and opinions.
Begonia?
Dave Vigonia. And so Abe Vigdola, Mr. Fish of Barney Miller.
Okay. Abe.
If you want to pull that up and
I
then
thought it was
share
from
it.
Godfather, like Abe
Google that,
Begonia,
it's fine.
Abe Begonia from The Godfather.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. All right.
Truth, Lies, and Opinion says, I'm confused. But for Amber TRO, TMZ Leaks op-ed, none of this would be emotion. Trying to advance her career through lies and sympathy was her downfall, and everyone around her. How is JD responsible? Thanks I love watching Ty. Ty, so here's the thing. Amber played herself. All of this is Amber screwing herself through her own hubris. Johnny settled that. Think about this. Yeah. Johnny was willing to give her $7 million and walk away. Yes. She could have gone to this net up $7 million. Anybody who is not insane would say, yes, please. $7 million check. More than, by the way, she was earning, by the way, Valiant, more than she was earning on her total contract. And yes. I'm going to say this, and this is going to piss people off, but a lot of these, especially in Hollywood, but you see it with a lot of the wealthiest females out there, they do get wealthy off of these divorce settlements, guys.
They do.
I'm just saying, Mackenzie Bezos, yes, she did work.
Oh,
yes, she did a lot, but she is rich because of her divorce settlement and because she would have got out of that.
Especially on that left coast.
Right, exactly. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, guys, is that this is how they get rich.
Community
she made more,
property.
She made more off John and literally just being married for 2 years than all of her career.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
Think about that real quick. Think about that for a second. Michael Turkin says, Andrew, my mom just subbed your channel, buddy. She's quasi-red pilled, but skeptical on a lot, which is okay. Let's get her more red pilled, man. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I like that. You know what's funny? My mom watches all of my videos. Shout out, Mom. I love you. Aww. And I will see you very soon on Saturday-ish. Well, actually, no, Sunday. I got a connecting flight. So I'll see you on Sunday.
That is cute.
Shadow Goof says, Valiant, put me in, coach. I'll crunch the numbers. Do you know Shadow Goof? Is he one of your guys?
Shadow Goof.
Gouf.
G-O-U-F. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Marie Victoria. Valiant, are they scrapping the DC animated division?
No, that's going to stick around. Everything is going to change. Everything right now with DC since Zazlov come in, and I saw some people mentioning like, oh, well, this guy was a different CEO back when this happened. I'm like, no, look, I'm talking about right now. John Stankey is still the head honcho at AT&T. This entire transition for rolling Warner Brothers and that whole Warner Media division out is under John Stankey. Mm-hmm. There is a lot of changes, and this is what was anticipated. Like when all the stuff, when the CEO or the senior vice president, as it were, of CNN was shit canned in grand public fashion a few months ago. And they were like, oh, well, this was one of David Zaslav's, like he's known him for a while. I'm like, everybody knows everybody in Hollywood. Just because it's like everybody that's met someone at a conference at some point is now like best friends. When that happened at CNN before the merger and the reverse Morris Trust to spin the company off for all the tax incentives was completed, when that happened with what's his name, Jeff, whatever the hell it was at CNN, Zazlov Zaslov was sitting there going, shit, that saved me a week of PR. So he was celebrating at that point. He was like, oh, Jeff Zucker. That was it.
Zucker.
And, Jeff Zucker. Yeah, Jeff Zucker. Yes.
And it was like, no, Zazlov was like, next. So, no, this is where we are with this, and this is, like I said, we're moving forward from it. We're going to keep seeing more and more of this. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, brain fart late at night. I've been up for a while. I didn't sleep much.
No, it's good.
Night.
I appreciate you sticking with me, man. Steve C's $20 super chat says, "Don't give Discovery too much credit. Take a look at the YouTube preview for Generation Drag. Shout out from the 305. Yes, Steve C, 305 for life, baby. Ride or die. Shout out to the mayor of Miami, Pitbull. He'll always be our mayor.
True.
So yeah, no, I haven't seen that one though. So I have you seen Generation Drag in the trailer for that?
Look, I've said this from the beginning.
This sounds
Zazlov
horrific.
is not, he's not necessarily anti-woke. He is just pro-money. If he feel no,
maybe
I'm serious.
Maybe it's profitable. No, maybe it's going to be profitable.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yes, exactly, Andrew. This is just it. It's a matter of ROI, return on investment. This is the thing.
Controversial does get clicks.
It does. And if Zazlov feels like, look, I don't mind dropping $2 or $3 or $4 or $5 million into a show like this because the return on investment is going to be profitable. But in the case of Netflix right now, and this is my point, to make this a very comparable, simple thing, all these Netflix firings going on right now with all these quote unquote woke shows, right? They're looking at this. We're going to have a tranny, this and that, and whatever show, blah, blah, blah. This is going to cost us $20 million. It's going to be cute that we can put it out there in the press and do all this. Or Netflix spent that same $20 million on Squid Game.
Yep.
Right.
Which they placed
the ROI.
internally.
The ROI.
Netflix placed a nearly $1 billion internal value that they leaked deliberately. A nearly $1 billion internal value on Squid Game for Netflix.
Oof.
That's the difference. That's the difference. So if the ROI, if the return on investment or the return on equity is substantiative enough to where that they can put 5, 10, 15, $20 million into something and get the kind of return that they want. But if their return on investment on a woke show is 2 or 3%, companies like Netflix or Warner Media looks at it and goes, well, we can just go buy a 10-year treasury right now and have no risk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's how financial
that's
systems
interesting.
works. That's how business works.
They're trying not to
Period.
lose money. They're trying not to lose money. The whole key of staying rich for like the companies and the high net worth individuals like Warren Buffett, 90% of his secret is just not being poor, not making bad decisions, like not losing his money, right?
Yeah.
And we're seeing companies violate that rule. They're just losing money hand over fist. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And look, for people in the chat saying like, I canceled things, and I respect that. I canceled Disney Plus. I don't like what they're doing. There's nothing on there that interests me. This is my point to you, is that your statement as a consumer, as a subscriber to these channels, is more powerful by what you don't watch, just as much as what you do. So if you go on there like, I subscribe to Paramount Plus. I hate what Paramount Plus is doing to Star Trek. It is trash. But The Offer, the show about the making of The Godfather, is gorgeous. It is exquisitely
So they see
written.
that you're watching The Offer and you're not watching.
You're not watching.
Paramount Plus knows that the
bullshit
only thing that Valiant Renegade has watched since he signed up has been The Offer and nothing else. And they know if they have links up with Amazon and Google, they know I'm a Star Trek fan. I own every Blu-ray, DVD, 4K copy of Star Trek. I have watched Star Trek The Motion Picture 4K Director's Cut that is only exclusive to Paramount Plus. They know I've watched that and no other Star Trek properties. They get that message. So, folks, y'all can vote with your views. Y'all can vote with your wallet. This is how business works. Learn how they observe things, understand it, and you will be able to voice your opinion more effectively.
Yeah, 100%. 100% agree. Thanks for that. Harsha Reddy, 100, I think Philippine pesos, says, do you think the last witness testimony could have any impact on Johnny Depp's case? And was it a good thing for Amber Heard's team? I'm confused that she spoke so much. No, I think we've chopped that up. I think the last witness looked terrible. I mean, I don't think that helped Amber Heard at all. Dude, no. I mean, we all in agreement there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
She was uninformed about what she was there to be talking about, and she was a bitch. She was snotty and combative. She was like rude. Yeah.
Oh, and the comment here, by the way, I don't know about this one, but Renegade, he says, Zibble says, Paramount Plus also gives you $4.99 back if you have Acorn, so I'm only paying $5 for it. Okay, I mean, that's cool. I mean, I guess you're getting a deal, and then,
they have multiple, they're all going to that multi-tier system.
Yeah. What you pay is, is definitely what you watch is also important on top of you, whether or not you pay for Paramount Plus. There you go. Get that word out of my mouth. I was like trying to say that in one way. KM Cheesehead, $5. As someone who takes more seriously than Johnny Depp, I can assure you it's possible to miscalculated when you will pass out before you finish, I believe. It's like Finny and it's ... By the way, guys, I read verbatim. So you guys know I'm reading verbatim. So in case you want to read verbatim, so I'm going to try to get right here. We're saying he's probably making a joke. Like it's possible to pass out before you finish. And
right.
Yeah, of course. I pass out all the time, guys. In fact, that's what I've been doing with these streams. Literally, when I get done at the end of the night, I barely hit the bed and I'm like not even done hitting the pillow and I'm out, which apparently is very unhealthy. I had somebody tell me that's like super unhealthy. You're supposed to have a time for your brain to like slowly shut down. My brain is like emergency landing, like it's fucking, spitting down on a world and just crashing with no hope of ever resuscitating. Peggy Riordan says, I'm 72. Have never heard of Amber Heard until this trial. Have heard of Johnny Depp, but hadn't seen his movies. I think Johnny Depp should win on the evidence now. Thank you, Peggy.
There you go.
Robert Stratton, he did some stuff in Latin, which I will put, which I'll try to say it. Si cupitas est radix malorum, quad est radix verum. I don't fucking know what that means. So anyways, I think he's simping for you, Christina.
He's simping.
He's simping hard. Okay, I'm going to read through these titles again. We got a bunch. I'm just going to read through them because we read them live. But once again, we had the $100 million turd. Herpes never dies. What if anything? Turd saying objections. In too deep. Bad courtship. Objection hearsay. The story of the turd. The Run Diaries. You heard the turd. And I think that was it. So we read those live, but I want to read those again. Seashells Bell says, what's up with Dr. Spiegel's mouth twitch? If that doesn't scream tweaker, I don't know what does. No, it really does. That was a drug reaction to me. I think it was a tweaker. I'll give you that.
It was fucking weird, whatever it was. Yeah. If it wasn't a tweaker, it was like fucking creepy predator shit.
I would not trust that man if I was unconscious. I'm just going to tell you that.
No.
John Yarber 07 says, Houston, question mark. Yes, that's where Anime Matsuri is. So I know a lot of the creators are going to be like Nick Rekieta and like a lot of the other creators are going to be there. So, and I think Ty will be there. So I'm thinking about it. It's possible. It's within a window that I could make. I'd be doing an insane flying from Asia for a weekend and flying back. And I'm doing that way too often. But I love you guys. And I have the freedom to do that because of you guys' support. So smash that like button. It helps my channel. It helps me continue to bring you information and be where I need to be when I want to be there.
And 200 likes till 3,000. We're almost there, chat.
Guys,
let's get this going.
And by the way, on top of that, let me say a special thank you to everybody because I just hit 46,000 subscribers. So thank you so much, guys. You are
46.
blasting me. 56. Guys, my goal is 60 before. I want to do 60 before Thursday and shit.
Ooh.
I would love to be at 70 on Friday. I want to be 70 on Friday.
Your chat just threw another 250 subs on my channel. I went over 8,000 tonight. Yeah. So thank y'all, everybody. So this chat's amazing.
Yeah, thank you guys. Make sure you're subbing. They're in the description. So both of them are in the description. So get that. Hunch the Dirty Roofer says, movie title, Doctor Strange Turd, or How Johnny Survived Amber's Bombs.
Oh.
John Yarber said, E.T. on YouTube is pro AH, dancing hard around the facts. Yeah, so I recommended, so I'm going to be very clear. So I recommended the other day E.T. Canada for a stream watch if you want a no commentary. But the reason why, because they don't have any commentary and they have a very, like their logo is like almost transparent in the bottom. And a lot of the other guys, the other channels like Law and Cuck, they are trying to strike people if you stream their stuff and they have the giant fucking logo in the bottom of the screen. So I would say, hey, watch the people that have a smaller, more transparent logo. They have no commentary. If you want no commentary, if you want commentary, go to Nick Rekieta, go to Legal Bites. You got Emily D. Baker. You got Good Logic. You got a lot of options to watch the stream. If you want commentary, pick your poison, pick your flavor. Welcome to LawTube. There's a lot of flavors. Okie Dokie says, I didn't know who Amber Heard was until recently. I thought she was a DV victim until this trial. Now I don't. There you go. I think a lot of people might have thought that. Kavit on personality, $5 says, excuse me for simping for Christina's smile. No, excuse me for simping, but Christina's smile is infectious. Now to go pray to our Lord Drexel to forgive me for our sins. Legal Mindset, are you going on Nick's 24-hour stream? So what I will probably do is this. I'll be on my own stream. So I'm going to be streaming for a while on my own channel, at least I think the first closing argument I will stream. What I may do is I may shut it down after the first one and go over for the second one to Nick's channel. But I am going to stream just because I want to hang out with you guys. It's the end. It's the final day that we're going to be hanging out together. So I want to have a talk with you guys then. And because I won't be able to, I'm likely going to be unable to do an after stream because we have no idea when the verdict is going to come in. And I have a flight to America to catch. So I can't promise I'm going to be available for that.
Have to get a ticket to Orlando. You and Jay are going to hook up and I won't be there. I'm going to be.
No, if you want to come, I'll be there the 30th and the 31st. If you happen to be there, I will be there. So
of May.
Literally, yeah, that's like next week. So if you're there, we can hang out. That'd be cool.
Might try to make that happen.
Yeah. Okay. So I think Super Iron Bob. Will the world survive the donations to advocacy groups resulting from the Bezos and Gates divorces? Oh man, that's going to be big. Yeah, you're right. That'll be a big one. Joe Sullivan. First rule of Poop Club, we don't talk about the bed. Rain 432, $5 Canucky stand dollars. Runkle is hoping for a verdict for the plaintiff, 7 million plus one. I'll be sacrificing small animals for this outcome. Well, Runkle is a very tame Canadian. I love him. He's very nice. But I am American. We do everything bigger. I'm not from Texas, but, well, Florida's pretty big. You know, we're kind of you know what we are for America. Even a Korean guy literally, I was in the metro. This is a fun story. I was in the Seoul metro. I was at, what station was this? I forget which station it was. It might have been like Itaewon. Anyways, I was sitting down and this old guy, we call him a Jashi, the old Korean man. He looks over at me. He's like, American? And I go, yeah. He goes, where are you from? I'm from Florida. He goes, Florida. And he's like, and he literally takes his hand and he hits me in the dick. Right? And I'm like sitting there. He's like, oh, Florida look like dick. And I'm like holding my balls right now. I've been hitting the nuts by an old Korean man. I don't know what to do. I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? I just got punched in the dick by an old Korean man, like on a metro, and like this lady's like looking at us, like I think she's worried. I'm gonna knock this guy out, and I'm like looking at him like I don't want to like get thrown out of the country right now because you can't fight a Korean unless you're backed up by other Koreans. So, but it was hilarious. So everybody knows.
By an old man.
Even Koreans know what Florida's about. All right, so I'm going to say the verdict is 15 million, double a Runkle. So I'm going to say it's 15 million. I'm pretty confident it will be within the 10 and 20 range. All right, so we got Josh Zabolis. Oh, I already got the one who did the $4.99 back from Acorn. Chris Powers, $2 super chat, no message. Melanie said, sorry, late here. Did you see the witness list for JD? It's getting more interesting. I mean, Kate Moss. Yeah. I know we're going to have Dr. Mommy back. If we have Johnny back on
they have so much time.
Exactly.
They can do whatever the fuck they want. They can get up there and throw a party. I would give as much time to Dr. Mommy as possible, Dr. Curry.
Yes.
They could spend an entire day just throwing reruns of the Jeffersons up there at this point. They have so much fucking time. It's like,
I mean, you know what they could do if they want to throw it back at them? They could give a diagnosis of the other. They could give a diagnosis of the other doctor's personality traits.
I think
on
that's
the
what they're
stand.
going to do.
Because if it's admissible,
they're going to bring back what's her name, Hottie, the blonde
Dr. Mommy. Yeah, we call her Dr. Mommy.
Okay, yeah,
or Mommy Muffins. We got a lot of names for her. But
Jury loved her.
Smash.
Yeah.
So. She's coming back. She's coming back. Archilles had a 10 Danish krona. Please read that. Rose Depp said, poor guy had 3 alfalfa hairs and the back was not better. His poor tie knot was a mess. He needs dressing help. Laughing emojis. Thanks for being deep in depth this week. 100%. I am here for it. Pastor Flash said, Bronca made the joke a couple weeks ago, renamed the Run Diaries to the Rum Ovaries. Oof. Oof.
Yikes.
Simple Soldier said, could Amber Heard sue her excerpts for such a poor performance and obvious incompetence? I think he means experts. But yes, it's well, no, sorry, it's not possible for to sue them. They probably signed a contract which gave them, if they're not dumb, they signed a release, right, as part of that. And you can't. It's going to be hard to prove damages that were caused by your experts. It's going to be hard to say that the experts themselves were the ones that caused it, and not Amber Heard's own bad testimony and lies. That's something called contributory negligence. So let's say you're in a car crash, and the other person ran a red light, but you were drunk. Part of the negligence is you're drinking. So they're going to factor that in. Now the court weighs based on the facts. How much was you being drunk? How much was the guy running the red light, right? Maybe it's 60-40, right? Maybe it's 75-25, but it's not going to be as clean as you think it is. And with trying to assign liability to experts like that, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Good thought, though.
Say, Andrew, though, here's the brilliance of this. This case is such a high-profile case that I think the free market will address that issue.
Yes.
Sweet.
God bless the free market. God bless the free market.
These quote-unquote experts, like we were talking about earlier with Catherine Arnold, this Hollywood expert, and I had her website. I'm looking at all the shit she's doing. Andrew pulled it up earlier. I'm like, she touts a lot of successes. None of those previous cases have had the level of public profile anywhere close to this case. This is exponentially beyond the scope of anything that she's been involved with before.
Yep.
And this was a shit show for her.
Let's just share it real quick again so you guys see here real quick. Here's Catherine Arnold. Here's her cases. So so the attorney, so I guess it is
the entertainmentexpert.com, folks. This is the hubris of this person.
Yeah, for the defendants, there's some unfair trade practices. Once again, nothing huge here. Jennifer Block, LP. There's Steinbeck here. There's really nothing here. There's some economic damages. There's Arco Films versus Oprah Winfrey Network, probably the largest one she had there versus ON. Alleged economic damages,
but not very publicly not known.
True.
This is everywhere.
Yep.
Everybody on YouTube watched her today.
Yep.
On 3 channels between legal bites, between Tug and Nick Rekieta, that was 150,000 viewers in any given 1 second.
Yeah, nobody knows about these comparatively. Nobody knows about these comparatively.
Millions probably over the course of her 2-hour testimony.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she's got one here like Lil Burn versus Civic Helicopters. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What the this is like.
That's so weird.
Is that from Step Brothers? Like they're selling helicopters. The Catalina fucking wine mixer, man.
Yes, the Catalina wine mixer, baby. I love it. Pledge 100 Luna coin for Valiant Renegade. Hey, Soy Mafia, don't trash Luna. That's here in South Korea. If I trash Luna, it gets me kicked out. But appreciate that.
Thank you. I gotta visit. I've always wanted to visit Korea. That's
you should come. List. If you come, have a good time. We'll get drunk.
Korea, Tokyo, Okinawa.
You, me, and Legal Vices. I'll bring Legal Vices up and have him. You might
get
my goat. My friend Legal Vices, Jeff. He's so well known in the bars in Seoul that he knows the owners of all the bars. They know him by name. They know him literally by name. And he even if they're booked out, he will automatically get a sit at the bar, which is like the most exclusive area.
Oh my god!
Motherfuckers are mean mugging us.
These
salty Asian hoes are looking over us like, I had a sugar daddy pay for this seat. No. Jeff is over there. He's in it. He's the fucking G of Korea.
I want to get. I want to get to Korea. I want to get to Okinawa. I want to get to Tokyo because I want to go train at Hanbu Dojo before I'm too old to enjoy it anymore.
Aww.
At JKA, Japan Karate Association.
You're never too old, Valiant. You're never too old.
True. True.
We had one from let's see here. We got one more here from Melanie. Let's see if I can catch this one. Here you go, Melanie. Funny how everyone is reading the jurors. On the civil trial I was a juror at, the attorney thought I was against him because I took so many notes. I laughed and told him, if you saw my book, it was full of doodles.
Oh,
well, here's the thing. Let me be very clear about this, though, Melanie. So a lot of the people who are reporting on this, they actually called out that they think some people are doodling, right? Because honestly, if it's me and I'm really focused on someone, I can tell whether they're doodling or whether they're writing something. there's usually a big difference between writing words and doodling. I mean, it's like Johnny, you could tell he was doodling at certain points. Amber, I could also tell was doodling, but Johnny's doodle, I assume, was funny. Amber's was probably salty. But, she was trying to pretend to be smart. But to me, it was different. But the thing is, some of the attorneys that have been going in there and saying it, Fair and Balanced said it as well. She's a reporter. She said there's one lady, they can't tell which side she's from. But there's other people that are giving clear body language signs. If you're speaking and I am turned away from you and looking away, or I'm sleeping, I have my head down and I'm like asleep, that is not a good sign. Like in no world is it a good sign when someone is sleeping during your case.
No, especially a juror.
Yeah,
that's not good.
That's kind of a sign of you're fucked.
That's a very bad one. That's a very bad one. And by the way, I appreciate comments. The best live stream is this one. Perfect combination, talents, information, humor, legal mindset, Radix, and Valiant. And then shout out to Tug too, joining us. Guys, that's what I try to combine on my channel because we try to have fun here. I think these are serious issues. We give analysis. I bring in experts, right? Valiant definitely has the economics and statistics. Christina, well, she knows these sketchy hoes. I'll just put it that way. She's an expert.
I know the hoes
and
the memes.
Yes, and the memes. She does have that too. I've got the law, and Tug obviously had this case. He has this case down pat. So we try to bring that, make it a little funny for you guys, and have a good conversation with you guys in the chat. That being said, guys, I know a lot of you are up. I know you've been up all day. So we're going to break. We're going to close this down here. Radix Verum is on YouTube as Radix Verum. Not Radix on Twitter, right? Valiant is Valiant Renegade on both YouTube and the Twatters, right? And once again, tagged in the description. So go follow those guys. I'll be doing a lot of collaborations with these guys. Stick around for 2 seconds, guys. Afterwards, I want to talk to you. But until next time, my morning stream, EST, same time, same place. Peace.